What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? Here's my warrior. By the way, guys, the monk is coming along. The monk is coming along. I'm still leveling my monk. Haven't started like mage or druid or paladin, demon hunter, or anything else. But my monk is coming along, 115, all leveling gear. Looks weird. It's this transmog, I call it the leveling look. All right. Here's my warrior. Let's hop in. I need to go to Orgrimmar real quick. Turn off war mode. I've been doing a lot of PvP lately. What's up, Max? What's on your mind, Max? Oh, I saw it! Max, I just saw it. I didn't know it was out. I got a notification from Dina Plays, actually, that she did her reaction video, and I was like, wait, Warbringer Azara's out? That was good, man. That was really good. N'Zoth. And then also some of the Jaina cinematics. I hadn't seen them all. Like, I haven't done the Alliance campaign. So I saw a lot of the Jaina cinematics, and it also goes over like her failures, and it goes over the Arthas storyline as well, and then her mom finally forgiving her. Man, that is some good stuff. But Warbringer Azara also, we're gonna fight old gods. Now, I honestly feel like we're gonna fight all of the old gods. I feel like it's not only gonna be N'Zoth. I feel like it's gonna be N'Zoth, Cthulhu, and Yogg-Saron. Because Cthulhu, we have the scar over in Silithus. So that scar, I feel like it weakened its prison. It's gonna get out. So I feel like we're gonna fight all of them. And the big reason, I've mentioned it before, the big reason why we had to have Sylvanas as the war chief is because she can't be influenced by an old god. Like, yeah, she's an evil person. Yeah, she does some really atrocious war crimes. But we need someone who cannot be influenced and not be swayed by the old gods. And that is only Sylvanas. Yeah, that Warbringer Azara was really good, man. Want to talk on Discord? Not right now, Deadly Demands. I'm sorry. Hope all is well. Yeah, man, all is well. All is well. I need to go turn off war mode. So, oh, I do have it enabled. Just the flame hasn't loaded in for some reason. There it is. I'm gonna go back to org. Turn this off. Theorycrafting. Talia is 4Dragon's daughter, right? Right. Haven't finished the Jaina stuff yet. Almost done with it tonight, probably. Oh, okay. It's good stuff, Max. It's good stuff. So I did a little bit of Theorycrafting myself too, Max, not that long ago. And my theory is all three old gods are going to bust out. And then you have the three old gods, right? N'Zoth is underneath Borealis. Cthulhu is in Silithus. And Yogg-Saron is up north. So the Horde controls all of Kalimdor now. Because, you know, we got Darnassus, right? So Cthulhu is going to have to be a Horde problem. Like, we have to deal with Cthulhu ourselves. And then we have... in Borealis, we have N'Zoth, and that's Alliance. So Alliance is going to have to deal with N'Zoth themselves. And then Yogg-Saron is up north. Who do we have up north to fight? But the Lich King, Bolvar. So just like you mentioned right now, with Talia, we have Bolvar up there. So we're going to have 3 battles to fight all at once. And the reason we need Azerite, the reason we need to do this Azerite thing, the reason we need this super strong power is because normally we need the whole world to fight one old god. Now we're going to be split up into 3 sections. So we need that power that it provides. That power that Azerite provides. Kalia had a man and a daughter. Kalia, Talia's mom, 4Dragon's wife, so it just happens. Newly undead. I think that up north we're gonna have Bolvar fighting Yogg-Saron, and I feel like Bolvar, the new Lich King, is going to die fighting Yogg-Saron. And as we learned in Wrath of the Lich King, we always need a Lich King, right? There needs to be a head to the Scourge at all times. And I have a really, really good feeling that Sylvanas is going to become the Lich Queen. She's going to stand up for the Forsaken and say, I will protect my Forsaken. So you get rid of Sylvanas as a war chief, something that a lot of Horde and a lot of Alliance players want. She doesn't die. You know, you don't want to kill every single war chief you create in this game. And you give her a very important role, and actually a role that she's very connected with as well. So it's like her becoming the Lich Queen, I feel, is a good place for her. That whole plot is Forsaken. That, dude, the old god stuff, man, it's good. What's up, Epic? And what's up, Brian? How you doing, man? I'm excited for the storyline, this expansion. And even though, you know, I see what some people are saying. Some people are saying, why can't they release all of the story all in game? And the thing is, they're releasing a lot of story now. Like, I feel like they're releasing more storyline now than they ever have in the past. Like, they're releasing all the Warbringer shorts. They're releasing all of the in-game cinematics for Alliance and for Horde, different ones. I feel like they're releasing so much, they kind of have to. They kind of have to release it all in different mediums and different ways. But they're all really good. Like, I'm in it to win it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it, Blizzard. Alright, what dungeon do I still need? I know I need King's Rest and one more. Which one is it? Not Freehold, not Tol Dagor. Waycrest, I did that as well. Shrine. Let me look for a shrine group. I like it when groups are like, this is a good group, guys. Good group, good run, fast, easy. Nice. You want her to die a horrific death over and over again? When was the last time you hearthed the Darnassus? It's okay. Nobody ever went there. Like, if we would have taken out Stormwind, or if Orgrimmar would have gone away, I get it. But like it's like taking Silvermoon. That's fine. Nobody goes there. Alright, let's go over to Stormsong. Dude, you're playing Warrior right now, but you might switch to Guardian Druid. Not very impressed with the Warrior so far. Tim, it definitely takes getting used to. What I can tell you is that it's different. If you played a Warrior in Legion and you're trying to play your Warrior the exact same way now, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Your shield block cooldown is a lot longer. You're very reliant on big cooldowns, or on small cooldowns rather. It's a lot of... The biggest tip I can give you, Tim, is if you are playing your Prot Warrior and you want to continue to play your Prot Warrior, the best survival tip I can give you is to always have something up. And by something, I mean either shield block, bolster, last stand, with that bolster talent, sorry, demo shout, or shield wall. There is another combination of things. So ignore pain is not something that I count as having something substantial up. Ignore pain is just like a very small supplement. It isn't. It shouldn't be like anything that you need to heavily rely on, because it's been nerfed. Like we all know it's been nerfed. So honestly, always have something up in terms of something substantial. The new blocking system means that you'll be fine with new shield block. So there's a few things that you could be doing, but yeah, there's you need something up at all times, always. Blood DK is strong. Blood DK is very strong. If you want the best Mythic Plus tank, sorry, I had something stuck. If you want the best Mythic Plus tank, you roll a Blood DK. That's it. It's as simple as that. Alright, we'll throw a stun out here. Make sure that these attendants are stuck to me. Oh, they're not, because we have treants. And that's okay. The treants can take threat from me a little bit. Take a little bit of that damage as well. I'm perfectly okay with that. Where's the Pat? Pat's to my left. We'll pick him up right now. You're better now that it's Friday. You may have some drunk wild shenanigans planned for tonight. Nice, man. Yeah, get the rest of your mythics done. A little bit of drinking. Now that you have the gear from the first week, you can get a little bit of drinking shenanigans going while you gear up for the rest of it. Have I switched over to Streamlabs and OBS yet? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm on OBS only, but I've seen the whole like Streamlabs thing. But I've also seen some people complain about it being a little bit delayed. Like it seems like it has a bit of a delay at certain points when like certain subscriber things happen. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I've seen some people have some pretty substantial delays actually. Again, I keep losing threat and I'm like, what did I lose threat to? Treants. That's okay. Losing threat to Treants, that's fine with me. The Zoth looks cool. You've been struggling to choose your main. You have a Prot Warrior, Blood Decay, Broom Monk. You really want to main a Prot Warrior, but it doesn't feel good. I don't blame you. I don't blame you from leaving your Protection Warrior because it doesn't feel good. It's a very different gameplay. This is not like Legion. This is like playing a new class. And a lot of the other tanks stayed relatively the same. So I can absolutely see why that would be frustrating because Prot Warrior changed a lot. Alright, let me pull these guys back. Everybody get back. Everybody get back. Not in there yet. Yeah, Prot Warrior has changed a lot. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is Prot Warrior and Mythic Plus. And the reason why is because Prot Warrior and Mythic Plus, when it's a necrotic week, we're going to need a snare, right? Now, our only snare that's left in the class is Dragon's Roar. Thunderclap is a 20% snare. I honestly don't feel like that counts as a snare. Dragon Roar is the only thing that's left at 50%. And Dragon Roar is our talent point, and that means we can't pick up Unstoppable Force. And Unstoppable Force is such a good talent to be running for survivability. You know, it's one of those things that's like, I wish I didn't have to make that choice. So when Heavy Mythic Plus comes out, we get Necrotic Week. I'm not looking forward to it. Alright, we can skip these. Everybody hug the wall. I hope we get a nice skip there. These guys are all non-elites. If they bounce around, they bounce around. No big deal. What do I think awaits us in terms of BfA? In terms of buffs, you want to main a Prot Warrior, but DK does everything so much better. Even if they buff warriors, right? Like, even if they solve the biggest issue we have, Ignore Pain. Even if they make Ignore Pain off the global and they solve that issue for us, Blood Decays are going to be stronger. So think about it like reasonably with the kit we have right now. Even if they buff Ignore Pain, they take it off the global cooldown. Maybe they buff its numbers a little bit. Despite them doing that, Blood Decays are still going to be stronger. So if you want the strongest Mythic Plus tank, then you roll Blood Decay. That being said, if they take Ignore Pain off the global, we can be competitive in Mythic Plus again. Now, I don't think you're ever going to see a Prot Warrior in the MDI and like super high end. I also don't think you're ever going to see a Prot Warrior pushing world first keys on the highest keys. I think the world first highest keys are probably going to be Brewmasters, because those keys are normally very high to the point where people get one shot in that area, and Brewmaster is the one tank that can stop a one shot with stagger. Blood Decays are also just going to be the MDI tank of choice, and that is because they offer so much with their kit. They have like 4 different interrupts with grips and grasp and actual interrupt, and you know, they offer so much. They're stun, but yeah, you're not going to beat a DK. Now, if you want to still be able to do your weekly Mythic Plus for your chest, then it doesn't matter what you go. Every tank is going to be able to do their weekly. Oh, hey, we got a ring. Not an upgrade. Not an upgrade. I don't know if we're going to get another upgrade this week. We only have this dungeon and 1 more to run, and that's it. Brew Monk will die out after progression dies down. I mean, that's true. Brewmaster Monk is the best for progression, the best for pushing. But also for Mythic Plus, when we talk about pushing the highest keys, they're going to be the ones doing that. Brewmaster is the best for pushing whatever content you're talking about. You're never going to be able to beat Stagger when it comes to pushing. Because while every other tank might get one shot, and that's what stops you from pushing, Brewmaster Monk is never going to get one shot. You're still level 115? Man, alright, you need to definitely get your drink on and just grind out those levels. The healer needs this ring that I have. I'll give it to him. You're sitting at 333 now, feeling a lot better. Yeah, the higher item level you get, also the better you feel. That's definitely something. My ignore pains are definitely a lot more substantial now that I've gotten a lot more strength as well, a lot more primary stat. So it's definitely a lot of little things. Also, Azurite traits have a lot to do with it. And like right now, if you guys see, I only have the first tier of these Azurite traits. We're going to do islands after our mythics today, just so that I can get those Azurite traits. So yeah, that's definitely going to make a difference as well. Alright, let me move out of that. Mad Skills changed over and likes it. I know you're watching a stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I hop in there. Every now and then, like, I'll hop into another streamer, say hi, and then go back to editing. So I kind of, you know, tune in and out really quick, maybe in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I did stop by his stream. I want to say yesterday. Yeah, I was editing audio yesterday. So yeah, I definitely hopped in there for a little bit. All right, Treants again. So I did lose threat. No big deal. They can have it. They can keep it. I'll definitely be having it right after. There it is. Now I have threat again. So let me start moving away. Paladin tanks are sweet. Yes, paladins are also very, very strong. If you want a strong class with a shield that plays like a tank with a shield, I highly suggest paladin. They don't block as much as warriors, but they make up for their lack of blocking with their increased utility and also with their ability to do really good damage reduction on other things like magic damage, spot healing, blessing of sacrifice to help out. Like, there's a lot of little things, a lot of utility that a paladin brings that a warrior doesn't, that makes up for their lack of blocking. Although if you go really heavy on the mastery, you'll probably be blocking a decent amount. Ajara Warbringer was pretty good. Yeah, I agree. I liked it. I really did like that one. I was waiting for it, and I'm glad I was not disappointed. Your warrior monk in DK is 340. Tanking in a DK is so much easier in dungeon compared to Prot warriors. Yeah, I agree. I tanked on every single tank in the beta. I did Mythic Plus on every single tank in the beta. The easiest one was a DK by far, and then after that was a Paladin. Those are the top two. Demon Hunter, I think, fell back a little bit, and I don't think a lot of people are seeing the fact that Demon Hunter lost their artifact weapon and how substantial that is. Like, they lost Painbringer, they lost passive gluttony, they lost a lot of fire damage, which equated to a lot of healing. So Demon Hunters lost a lot of little things that made them be really good. Now, a good Demon Hunter can still push high level keys, don't get me wrong. Every tank can push keys, but the Demon Hunters lost what made them amazing in Legion. So DKs maintained all of it. So yeah, when you talk about like what tanks are feeling really good in Mythic Zeros, no one's gonna beat a DK, to be honest with you. It's just not gonna happen. You changed over to Streamlabs last week, tested it on Monday, you've enjoyed it. Oh, okay. Huh. I'm gonna need to test it out a little bit more then. I was looking into it. I actually haven't tested it, but now I need to. What's shaking? What's up, Blink? How you doing, my man? Monk feels like a brick wall now, but terrible self-healing. Yeah, that's the thing, Tamas. The fact that every single tank lost their sustainability. Every single tank, except for, again, like Blood DK, untouched. Now, even Demon Hunters lost some self-healing because they lost a little bit of fragment generation and they lost a little bit of that fire damage that works really well with frailty. their talent choices are also now different, because now they have to choose a little bit more on what exactly they want by having the choices of like gluttony in there and feed the demon. Like there's a lot of weird choices that they have to make in their talents that before were just part of their artifact weapon. So definitely everybody lost a little bit of self-healing, and I think DKs were the least affected by that loss in healing. So that's why I think DKs remain the king. Like when we have this year's MDI, which I don't know when it's going to be, I don't know if it's been announced, DKs are going to be the go-to, just like last year. Last year it was a DK in every single dungeon. This year is not going to be any different. Although last year for time trials we had demon hunters. I don't know if we're going to see as many demon hunters as we did last year. Last year for time trials we saw, like, I would say 90% demon hunters in the time trials. I don't think it's going to be 90% demon hunters anymore. I think we're going to see a little bit more variety for time trials for the qualifiers. But once we get into the actual MDI competition, it's just going to be Death Knights all over the place again. If we happen to see anything besides a Death Knight, I really think it's going to be a Paladin. I strongly believe it'll be a Paladin. Because the biggest reason, or one of the big reasons to bring a Death Knight is the fact that a Death Knight can counter a lot of affixes. A lot of affixes don't mean anything to a Death Knight. The only other person that can counter, like, let's say Necrotic. Necrotic is a big deal. The biggest other person that can counter Necrotic is a Paladin, Blessing of Spell Warding, but it's on a much longer cooldown. That being said, they still can counter it. They can counter a few other things. They can help out. They can have Avenger Shield to take things off of Sanguine. Let me actually trade this with this guy. I forgot he needed it. Happy Fathom. Why? Alright. I hope that comment was just unnecessary, my friend. Monks have been cool to watch since BfA launch. Monks are good, man. Monks are not bad, and monks are always going to be the best at pushing. I think that's one thing that, like, Stagger is never going to be bad for pushing. Like, just imagine phrasing it this way. There is a tank that has the ability to never be one-shot. That's it. That's what Stagger is. That tank has the ability to never be one-shot, and that makes them strong. It doesn't make them invincible. That doesn't make them the best at every single type of content, but it makes them strong. Let me walk away from that hindering cleave. Perfect. Remember that you can juke that hindering cleave, so keep that in mind when you are tanking this guy. There's a reinforcing ward. I'm going to face him this way. You can take a hindering cleave well if you're within this ward, right? This ward reduces damage taken. So you guys saw I took that hindering cleave there. No big deal. I was within the ward. If you can angle yourself to take the hindering cleave well while you're within that ward, do it. If not, don't worry about it. So like right now, I'm going to leap over to my left on this hindering cleave. Dodge that. You guys can see that you have to dodge. I mean, you don't have to dodge a hindering cleave. If you can rotate cooldowns, then do it. Where's the ward? Okay. Well, actually, we don't need the ward. We don't have the other boss up. Give me some loot. Give me some loot. We already got the ring. I don't think I'm gonna get any loot, unfortunately. Can I say what the best trait for Mythic Plus is? Yeah, it's I don't think I have it right now. No, I don't have it in this gear. The best trait for Mythic Plus is going to be the one that increases your demo shout time every time you thunderclap. And the reason why that is because you throw on your demo shout, and then you avatar with sorry, I have the hiccups. You throw on your demo shout, you throw on Unstoppable Force with avatar, and you keep that demo shout up for like 20 seconds. That demo shout lasts forever. So just imagine reducing that damage for such a long time. And demo shout is like on a 30-second cooldown. Like that demo shout is coming off of cooldown quickly because you're running anger management, I hope. And so that is the best trait. Like there's no question about it. You like the high risk, high reward aspect of Brewmaster? Damas, I like the skill cap, and I like the fact that, like, when you play a Prot Warrior right now, Prot Warriors don't have that many builds, right? You look at their talents, and there's not that many things you can do with it. Like, you're probably going to pick up Into the Fray. It's really good. This row, you'll probably pick up Bounding Stride, maybe Crackling Thunder, depending on how you play. This one, you're going to pick up Unstoppable Force. It's really, really good. Bolster, without a doubt. Anger management is the best down here. Now, the only variants I see is, like, you might want to run Vengeance. I don't think too many people want to run Devastator. But yeah, you might want to run Vengeance. You might want to run Stormbolt or Menace, depending on your group. So there's a few things that can change. But Brewmaster definitely has more builds. Like, Brewmaster has those options, and that's what I really like about Brewmaster. Not only do you have a high skill cap, you also have different ways of playing. Like, I can run Statue if I want to, or I don't have to run Statue. You know, Dave, or you can run Angry Dave if you're gonna go do Underrot and you want someone to take the Maggot debuff for you. You know, you run Angry Dave. Like, there's a lot of little things you can do that change your playstyle completely that aren't really there on every class. Paladins also have really, really different builds. You can run Hammers, and Hammers are going to help you proc Avenger Shield a little bit more. You can run Redoubt if you're running a dungeon that has more physical damage. You can run, I forget what it's called, the magic blocking talent point. Like, just that row is a perfect talent row to show you how much variety they have. You can run Blessing of Spell Warding if it's Necrotic week. You know, there's a lot of little things you can do with different builds that unfortunately don't exist on a Prot Warrior right now. Prot Warrior is a little bit more streamlined. But yeah, what I like about Brewmasters as well is not only their survivability, not only their stagger, but also the fact that they have those different builds. The fact that you can go healing elixirs if you're pugging and you don't really trust your healer, or you can go bob and weave in high tolerance if you know you're going to be pushing a high key or a high tyrannical boss and you're like, oh, this is really going to hurt. You know, there's a lot of little things you can do on a Brewmaster. Got a quick question. What am I using for threat management add-on wise? I use Omen on my bottom left. Can you guys see Omen? Yeah, right above chat on this stream is Omen. But besides that, I am very used to how aggro loss looks with the default interface. So if you have interface, you have combat, and you have loss of control alerts, I'm very used to how that looks. I'm just very used to the default UI when it comes to threat, how you hold it, and when you lose it, how it looks. Like, things become unhighlighted. So that's really the big one I use. Like, right now, these two guys aren't on me. You see how they have like a little highlight on them? That means they're not stuck to me, and that's because I see these treants over here. You know, the treants took aggro. Now the treants are dead. Now they're not highlighted. They're mine now. So I'm using the default UI for threat management. There's definitely, if you want something to help you out more visually, use Tiny Plates. Tiny Plates is going to be your go-to add-on with, like, threat management. It's on nameplates. It can highlight nameplates different colors if you want to show that off. So there's a lot of little things with Tiny Plates. Or is it Tiny or Tidy? I forget which of the two it is, but you know, one of those two. I would highly recommend running that one if you're still getting used to how things look and you don't know when you do or don't have aggro. So yeah, I think that one really helps out because you can customize it a lot. There's the mental assaults going out. You always want to sidestep those. They're gonna go out all over the place now. The treants are there. I don't know which way the mental assaults are gonna go out. Freaking treants, man. I remember when I first started, when I hit 110 on my Boomkin in Legion, I wanted to run treants, and every single time I dropped treants, the tank in that run would cuss me out. Cuss me out every time. Give Prot Warriors Leech, remove IP off global, make Devastator talent, turn off the shield block with 1 or 2 seconds. That's too strong. You're asking for a nerf. Shield block is the best physical damage mitigation in the game because blocking is so overpowered right now. If you do that, yeah, you're asking to get nerfed. I think removing Ignore Pain off the global is enough. I think doing stuff like giving Leech and more shield block and things like that, I think that's, you know, setting yourself up for a nerf back coming straight at you. So I think we're, you know, taking IP off the global, and maybe like this Devastator talent point, the only way it can be competitive is if they bring back the rage part of it. So maybe the talent point, and then the one that you have untalented, this doesn't generate rage. That's okay, it's filler. But the talent point, you want this to compete, make it give me more rage. But I think if you do all those things all at once, you're asking for a nerf, my friend. That's a little too much. I've said it in the past. I want to be above average. I don't want to be the best tank, because the best tank has all the other tanks crying about it, and that makes it so that there's forum posts about it. That makes it that there's an uproar about everything that tank is. So you need to be careful. You need to be careful with what you ask for. It's got to be. It can't be that much. Did somebody die? Did my priest die? I think so. Huh. Okay, we'll pop a demo shout. My avatar, yeah, my healer died instantly. How did... I don't know how my healer died. Did he take his own orb? I could have sworn that I saw the MC person do all the orbs. That's really weird. I mean, it was no big deal. The DPS is doing really good. That warrior is killing it on deeps. So we didn't have to worry about the healer. But that's weird. What's up, nerds? How you doing, my friend? What do I enchant my weapon with as Prot? I haven't enchanted my weapon. I'm going to enchant my weapon once Uldir is ready to come out. But right now, while I'm still leveling and gearing, I'm not enchanting or throwing gems and stuff, because I feel like most of my gear right now is going to be replaced. And this is as hard as the content's going to get, right? For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be running this content. Arguably, my gear should be getting a little bit better and a little bit better. I should be getting better at mechanics, and so should my group. So I don't see the need to kind of enchant things right now. So yeah, I haven't enchanted anything. Okay, hopefully they all follow me so that we don't pull these guys. What's up, Mohammed? How you doing, my friend? Got a quick question? Yeah, I'm doing good, Blink. I'm doing good. Alright, so if we go down here, by the way, guys, you can skip all that trash. Going down and then swimming up right against this rock. Look at this. No trash. No trash. And these guys destroy your tank, by the way. Your tank will thank you so much. Prot Pally is better than before. I agree. Prot Pally is definitely in a much better position than it was in Legion. What really helped out Paladin, I feel, was the active mitigation rework. Like, giving them 3 stacks of active mitigation and making their active mitigation a little bit less strong so that they could buff it, right? The only reason why they could give Pallies 3 stacks is by nerfing it. It was way too strong in Legion. The actual active mitigation effect was too strong, so they nerfed the duration and the cooldown on it in Legion. So that was one thing that definitely sucked for them in Legion, and now they're in a much better place. Also, their active mitigation scales with their primary resource, with strength. Primary, secondary stat, sorry. Or their primary stat, sorry. So they're gonna scale really well. They're gonna be doing a lot of really cool and a lot of really good things, and those 3 stacks, it makes a world of difference. Increase the duration that it lasts as well. Like, it's good. Prot Pallies are definitely in a much better place than they were in Legion. They also didn't get hit that badly by the loss of the artifact ability. They got hit just as badly as everyone else, right? Like, hey, you lost your magic mitigation. Yeah, so did everybody else. So it's like, that's as bad as it got for them. The nerfs that everybody else got, so did they. And that's really like the gist of it. So they didn't get hit like too hard individually, right? And that's what really matters. Like, Demon Hunters got hit hard individually by losing their artifact weapon. But yeah, Paladins definitely, oh, they're taking out this one first. Nice. I thought they were going to need my interrupt. I'm glad they didn't. Let me see if I can interrupt this one. No, I couldn't charge in time. Oh, somebody else, the other warrior got it. Perfect. Alright, save my interrupt. Oh, somebody else got it. Nice. Alright, time to interrupt the boss then for me. Okay, Time to pop that demo shout. Remember, always have something up as a Prot warrior. You want to survive? Have something up. That is the biggest piece of advice. Alright, let me move away from these ads. They're getting pretty close. And he's going to stop and cast a lot. So I want to drag him really far away. Really far away. Hopefully the Boomkin kind of like starfalls these ads over there. That would be really nice. Let me pop demo shout right after this. Right after when he gets back on me right now. Uh-oh. My healer died. I think he got hit by a tentacle probably. Which means I don't have a healer. If we go back into the up and down phase, I don't have a healer. So I need to be very careful. So that's something important to know. And we're going to get to the up and down phase. It's going to happen right now. We're not going to be able to kill 10% while he gets his cast off. Okay. So, I don't have a healer. Oh, actually, he just got B-resed. Okay. Perfect. Let me pop a few cooldowns to stay in this fight. To kind of get this guy going. So, Thunderclap, Ignore Pain is going to be your survivability. Thunderclap, Ignore Pain. And since you don't want to pop Ignore Pain every single time because it doesn't stack up more than 1.3 times, I do like Thunderclap, Ignore Pain. Are they over here? Yeah, they are. Alright, I'll get this interrupt. And there's my interrupt. Nice. Who's dead now? Oh, the Boomkin's dead. Uh-oh. Alright, I don't have my interrupt, so we're going to let this one go off, I'm assuming. Oh, no. Nice. Somebody got it. I think it was the warrior. I'll get this next interrupt if nobody else gets it. We'll see. No, I'll get it. Perfect. And now we'll be able to get the boss. I think it's like 8% on the boss or something. No big deal. The ads shouldn't even be able to reach the boss. So let me just run into here as close as I can into here without actually taking that damage. Perfect. Any more loot? No. We just got that one ring. Really wasn't for us. Let's go back. Let me catch up with you guys too. As a new player, you keep getting wrecked by duels by my friends. Warlock, you've played Priest and switched to DK. Still getting destroyed by his Warlock. Can I suggest a class that it's good for PvP? Havoc, Demon Hunter. Sharpshooter. If you are tired of like being snared and CC'd and you just want to like be on top of someone, I would suggest Havoc, Demon Hunter. That being said, if you like playing ranged, who's a good range right now? I would say Hunter always has a good spec. Duels aren't always the best representation, but if you look at like arena rankings, you're always going to see Demon Hunters have had a really good place in Legion in terms of PvP and their arena representation, and Hunters always have good representation as well. They have a lot of different builds they can run, but if you really want to get into very competitive PvP and start doing arena, just because duels aren't competitive, Mage always has a really good comp. RMP, Rogue Mage Priest, has been good since the inception of arenas. So if you want to play a class and learn a class slowly, that is always good for very competitive, very high-end PvP. Mage is always somewhere there. When would I recommend picking up Guard over High Tolerance for Brewmaster? Probably in a raid scenario. So let's say there's a raid boss, and that raid boss has a big damaging ability, right? Like, let's say like Kill Jaden with Fell Claws, right? You need to be ready for those Fell Claws like every minute and 15 seconds, right? I think it was like every minute. So for something like Fell Claws, I can see Guard being better, right? You take the first 2 Fell Claws with ISB, and then Fell Claws like 3 through 5 by throwing up Guard and your ISB. So when these big damaging abilities, these big bursts of damage come out on rotation on a raid boss, that's when I see Guard really being used. When we talk about Mythic Plus, it's a little bit more limited because it doesn't last that long, right? In a Mythic Plus, the biggest use of Guard would be getting a really big pull, popping Guard so you don't get hit that bad. But then if you're doing a really big pull in high Mythic Plus, you're probably not going to have a big part of that pull down within those like 7 seconds that Guard lasts. So Guard, I feel, is going to be a good cooldown for raids. For Mythic Plus, I'm sure you can find uses for it, maybe in tyrannical weeks when you're going to be pushing a boss that really does do big bursts, but mostly raids. That's where I can see it kind of happening. Should bring a rogue to this dungeon. You can skip that part. Yeah. A lot of dungeons have skips now. Your treants have same tanks as multiple times. Nice. You seriously think a tiny bit of leech on Prot warriors would benefit us as well as ignore pain? Yeah. Leech would be nice. I agree. It would be nice. With that being said, we can get leech through Azurite traits. I don't think I have that one. Maybe in my bags. Let me see. I have a lot of random pieces in my bags. This one? Yeah. You can get leech this way. If you want leech, there's an Azurite trait. Where am I at? What do you mean? I was doing shrine. I have a question for you. What do you do when shield block and last stand is on cooldown? All you have left is either pop a major cooldown or ignore pain. You feel like there's too much downtime in your rotation. No, you have a lot of other things. So when your shield block and your last stand is on cooldown, you should be running anger management, Jonathan. I really suggest running anger management. When both of those things are down, use demoralizing shout and ignore pain. And demoralizing shout is 20% mitigation. Ignore pain is like a high 20 something thousand bubble. So it should last a decent amount. And then once your demoralizing shout is off of cooldown, you can also do avatar. If you run, you should be running unstoppable force. You have a lot of cooldowns that have like a 30-second to 1 minute duration, right? Your last stand is on a 2-minute duration. With anger management, it's like a minute 15. Your demo shout was on 45 seconds, and with anger management, that 45 seconds becomes like 30, maybe like 20 something, and your avatar goes from 1.5 minutes down to like a little under a minute. So you have something up you can have at all times. When your shield block goes away, pop a demo shout, pop avatar, get your last stand going. You always have something else to keep going in rotation. And if you do happen to hit a wall and everything is down, use your shield wall. Your shield wall is a 4-minute cooldown, but with anger management, it's probably like 2 minutes. It'll be back up faster than you think. If you think about your average Mythic Plus, it's going to take you anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes to do that Mythic Plus, right? If it takes you 30 minutes to do a Mythic Plus, you can use shield wall. If you're running anger management and your shield wall is 2 minutes, you can use shield wall 15 times in that dungeon, but you probably only used it 2 to 3 times, maybe on the boss fights. So if you start taking a look at how fast your cooldowns come off of cooldown and how little you're using them, you start noticing that you can use them a lot more. A 30-second cooldown, like demoralizing shout, in a 30-minute dungeon, you can use demo shout 60 times. But how many times are you actually casting it? Get yourself in a rotation where you go, I need something up. Shield block, is it up? No. Last stand, is it up? No. Demo shout, is it up? No. Avatar, is it up? No. Shield wall, is it up? No. Like, just do something at all times. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Every single time, do something in terms of a cooldown. Just tuned in. How are your islands? I haven't started them yet, Minky. I'm gonna do my last mythic right now, King's Rest. I wanted to catch up with chat because King's Rest is longer and harder to also do as well. Ignore pain doesn't feel like it's worth the rage spent. It is. My ignore pain is a 30k bubble. 50% goes to my IP, 50% goes to me. So out of a 30k bubble, I'm smoothing out the bigger picture. I am smoothing out 60,000 damage, right? Half of it goes to the bubble, half of it goes to me. So if it's a 30k bubble, a total of 60,000 is being smoothed out a lot easier, right? So it's all about taking that smooth damage. So in order for me to take that smooth damage, popping that IP smooths out 60k. 60k is almost half my HP. I have 150k HP, almost half. You haven't had a chance to try all the tanks, but level Druid started tanking. You miss tanking so much. Druid is boring though. What do you recommend? If you want to go with a strong tank that has a little bit more for you, I would say Paladin. If you want a very strong tank that can, you know, have a little bit more spike damage incoming, Death Knight. It's a little bit more of a learning curve, learning how to properly play a Death Knight, but it's also very rewarding because they are the strongest tank. And Death Knights are not boring. You walk in there with a giant two-hander. You're doing a lot of damage. You're doing a lot of cleave damage. You're throwing diseases out, gripping things. You're actively bringing things to you at all times. It's a rewarding playstyle. So if you want to roll something that is a little more aggressive, Death Knight can be that for you. Also, Demon Hunter. What would you stack? Demo Shout, Shield Block, for example. Shield Block plus IP. What do you not want to stack? You don't want to stack the big cooldowns. So you can do a Demo Shout and IP. Like, IP is always a supplement. IP is something a little bit extra. But I don't count IP as an actual cooldown. So the stuff I don't want to stack is, you don't want to stack Last Stand and Shield Block. Because they both make you block more, right? So you don't, once you pop a shield block and your block goes to 100%, popping Last Stand doesn't make your block go to 200%. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Blocking 200% or blocking 100%, it means the same thing. So the stuff you don't want to stack up is the Last Stand and shield block. You can stack up Demo Shout with other things, because Demo Shout is 30 seconds. Like, Demo Shout is going to be back up no matter what. Demo Shout's always there. The other thing I don't want to stack up is Shield Wall with very many other things. Shield Wall is such a big, substantial cooldown. I'd much rather have it be by itself, because stacking other things, you start getting diminished returns on your cooldowns. So the really big cooldowns, try to just leave them out there by themselves. Let your healer handle the rest of it. I realize that, like, even if you pop Last Stand and you're popping some Ignore Pains, you still might be taking some spike damage if it's a ton of magic damage or something. Pop a Spell Reflect, something like that. But try not to stack up all of your cooldowns at once, because then once all your cooldowns leave, you're kind of assed out. Like, you're going to be left with nothing, and then your healer's going to hate you. Your healer should be pumping out about 8 to 10,000 healing per second on you in a Mythic Plus. Arguably, if you're stressing out your healer, it should be 10 to 12, and that's really stressing out your healer. Don't try to do that. But a healer should be doing anywhere, or actually maybe between like 7 to 10 on a normal Mythic Plus in terms of like very average damage taken in. So if your healer can't pass like 6,000 healing per second, then you have an issue, and you're going to feel gross. Like, you're going to feel like you're taking in too much damage, and you're going to die at all times. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up with chat, guys. I'm sorry. Just tuned in. Yeah, Minky, we're gonna jump in a little bit. Haven't had a chance to try all the tanks. Level 2 Druid, yeah, the DK. Answer me, Sharpshooter. What? Oh, best race in class? I would say a High Mountain Tauren Monk is gonna be the best physical damage mitigator in the game, the best damage mitigator, or even just a regular Tauren. But High Mountain Tauren gets you a little bit of kite as well. Had to deal with work stuff. Yeah, man, I got rid of him. It's not cool. Do I think it's possible to do Mythic with only like 15 to 20 FPS as a tank? Yeah, it's not the best situation you want to be in, Rashid, but you can do it. Mage for PvP. What is the best race for Horde and Alliance? If you're going to do Mage on Alliance, I would say Void Elf, because you get an extra blink. If you're going to do Mage for Horde, I would say... Night Elves have extra magic damage, so probably Night Elves. Not Night Elves. The Suramar guys. Those elves. I can't remember what they're called right now. May run into some issues. Not seeing... Yeah, man. I got it. Been really enjoying Monk. They get a lot of choice in talents. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Monk has a lot of different builds. They have a lot of different choices that work and that are good. I agree with you, Jay Ragamuffin. Blackout combo is very fun. Very, very fun. Computer's trash. Yeah. Rashid, you might want to go with Druid. If your computer is going to be limiting you, to 15 to 20 FPS, play a Guardian Druid. In Toldagor, if you open the jail cells before you engage the boss, nothing comes out. Yeah, you can also skip a lot of the trash by opening up different doors and just walking by everything. You can't believe how easy Siege of Brawl is. Oh, King's Rest is 10 times harder. Really? Love your streams, RK. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Redouane. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Redouane, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. Do I go item level over traits for the Azurite armor as I level? Yes. Because right now I want to become raid ready, and that means more stamina, more strength. In terms of like the Azurite traits, they start scaling upwards. So right now I'm not too worried about like what the Azurite traits are. I'm more dependent on what my stamina is, because I don't want to walk into Uldir and get hit for 80% of my damage. I want to walk into Uldir and get hit for a reasonable amount, right? So right now I'm trying to become a big HP bucket. I'm trying to increase my armor by increasing item level, trying to increase my strength. Protection warriors also get more armor for strength. So I'm trying to just scale up and be as passive as I can. Once I'm passive, I can increase how reactive I am by increasing my skill. So if I'm passively mitigating a lot as a tank, then it's my job to know when to pop Spell Reflect, Demo Shout, Shield Wall, Last Stand. It's my job to know when to pop certain cooldowns. So right now I'm picking item level over everything. And then once I get to a good place in Uldir, I'll start making other decisions. You're going to be tanking King's Rest today on Prot Warrior. Can you explain as you go? Yeah, Tyler, I've tanked King's Rest like twice, so I'm also relatively new to King's Rest, but I'll try my best, man. Jonathan, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You feel like IP is only good for mitigating magic damage? Maybe sometimes. Jonathan, I find myself using IP a lot when I pop Avatar. So I pop Avatar, and it's one cooldown. One global cooldown is Thunderclap. The next one is IP. Thunderclap, Shield Wall, Thunderclap, IP, Thunderclap, maybe Revenge or something. But when I pop Avatar and I have Unstoppable Force going, that's when I find myself using IP the most. 2 questions. Any good shield to get? And can I talk about how Ignore Pain works exactly? The best shield that you can get as a Prot Warrior right now is from Atal Dazar. Let me show you guys. From Rezan. This guy right here. Haste Mastery. That is the best thing you can get. Shmagegi, you ran Freehold last night with the Disc Priest. Only did 5k heals. Oof, that hurts, man. How's my guild doing? Getting ready for Uldir? Yeah, the core group is definitely getting ready. The core group is definitely getting ready. We're doing all of our mythics and gearing up, man. IP, the way that IP works is that it takes 50% of the damage. So let's say you, like right now, my average Ignore Pain is about 30,000, 22,000. So when I throw on an Ignore Pain, if I get hit for 40,000, 20,000 of that damage goes to my IP bubble, 20,000 goes to me. It doesn't matter what kind of damage it is, whether it's a bleed, a disease, magic damage, physical damage, blockable. It doesn't matter what kind of environmental. Any damage that would be going to me, half of it goes to my Ignore Pain bubble, half of it goes to me. And that's how Ignore Pain works. How many times can you cast IP without capping its absorb amount? It only caps at 1.3 times. So you see how I have 22,000 here? That means that my cap is like 29,000. So 1.3 times, an extra 30% on top of this. So if you cast it twice back to back, unless you took a lot of damage, you wasted a little bit of it. That kind of sucks. Yeah, no problem, Wow Shane. Is Prot Warrior good in PvE now? It's okay. You have to know how to use it. That's the big thing, is you have to know how to use your Prot Warrior. Have all of my turtles made it, or am I a heathen that is exterminating the species? I've lost about 3 so far in the expansion. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I try my best, Minky. I try my best. I definitely haven't started the quest and gone AFK and have a turtle genocide on my hands. That's not something I've done. Many of the lists you've seen going out for premium tax, putting Warrior at the bottom of the pile. Yeah, even in my list, Warrior was at the bottom. And I play a Warrior, and I love my Warrior. Diminishing returns, what does that mean? So the way that damage comes in, okay, so let's say I'm gonna get hit by 100,000 damage, right? First, it goes through my armor. So my armor is 50%, perfect. So 100,000 damage is gonna come into the player. First, it goes through armor. It checks my armor. Now my armor is reducing 50% of that. So instead of taking 100,000 damage, I'm now taking 50,000 damage. As a warrior, the next check is my cooldowns. So then that 50,000 damage can be checked by my demo shout, shield wall. That's really it. That's the big, or punish if I'm running punish, you know, things like that. So then that 50k gets checked against that. So let's say I have shield wall, 50k reduced by 40%. Probably gonna end up being like what, 30k, a little bit over 30k. So that 100k with shield wall and my plate armor went from 100k to like 30 something thousand of a hit. And then let's say I land a block, my block is going to reduce 40% of that 30k. So you get diminishing returns because the block and my armor and my abilities that I'm popping up, like my shield wall, my demo shout, they're reducing amounts of a smaller and smaller amount. So I first have 100,000, this giant amount, and then it gets reduced to 50,000. And then that ability reduces 50,000, and then it reduces 30,000, and then it reduces a other little bit. So if I pop a ton of cooldowns, my shield wall might only reduce 40,000, might only reduce 40% of a 20,000 damage. Now, if I told you you're going to get hit with 20,000 damage, you would probably go, I'm only going to pop shield block. It's no big deal. So if you pop all of your cooldowns all at once, you're reducing damage, yes, but it becomes a smaller and smaller amount every single step of the formula, and you get less out of that cooldown. It's much better for me to pop shield wall when I have that big damage coming in, so that that damage, I'm reducing it by a huge amount. I can take a 10,000 hit. I can take a 20,000 hit. If I pop all of my cooldowns at once, I might be getting hit for 1,000 instead. But you have to be aware that your HP is also a resource that you have to use. If you sit at 100% HP the whole time, it doesn't do you any good if you get one shot right after. So use your HP as well. You enjoy charging into the fray as a warrior, it's just not in a good spot? Yeah. What's up with the player taking out some gear to do more damage? Oh, Epic. It has to do with the world scaling. It's not that big of a deal. It only matters right now early in the expansion, Epic, but after Uldir is done and you gear up with Uldir and the next raid comes out, none of that's going to matter. The best gear possible is going to be the best, and that's it. So, yeah, don't worry about that. How do I play protection? The way that I play protection is by always having a cooldown up at all times. That means either I consider shield block a cooldown because blocking 100% of damage taken is crazy, or blocking 100% of the hits coming in is crazy. So always have either shield block, last stand, demo shout, or shield wall up. Always, always, always have one of those things up. Supplement all of it with ignore pain. What's up, Neon? How you doing, my friend? You're getting into the habit of holding on to defensive cooldowns for Druid. You need to use Frenzy Regen more often than I do. Yeah, do not hold on to cooldowns. I think a lot of us players who've been playing since really old times, I'm talking like vanilla and TBC and whatever, a lot of the players have been around forever, try to hold on cooldowns, right? Because back in the day, cooldowns were used for the critical moments. You used to hold on to them and you were like, this is the time when I use it. They've reduced cooldown times a lot. You guys remember when Recklessness on a Warrior was 30 minutes? You guys remember when Army of the Dead on a DK was 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it was? Cooldowns now are all under 5 minutes. Use them. You run a Mythic Plus, even if your cooldown is 5 minutes, on a 30-minute average key on a Mythic Plus, you get to use that cooldown 6 times. You're probably not using it 6 times, but you can. And by using it 6 times, you reduce that damage taken by a lot. So you should try to use your cooldowns as much as possible. It isn't advisable, 60%. Yeah. Yeah, what Max said. Eventually, it's going to become... those threads are going to become non-existent. Strongest healer you've ever seen in Mythic is a Paladin? Yes, Paladins are very strong. Will I be streaming my raids? Probably, James. I'm very strongly considering streaming me raid progressioning. The only thing is, if I stream raid progression, I probably won't be as active with chat because I'm going to be talking about the strategies with my guild. So if I stream raid progression, you guys are going to need to be a little aware that I'll be chatting a little bit less with you guys. I still will try to keep up with you guys, but it's just going to be like progression pull, talk about with strategy, and I can definitely give you guys the window in. I just won't be as attentive to chat as I am like right now. What is the best one-hander to get right now? It's a good question. I actually don't know if there's a haste mastery. If there is a haste mastery one-hander, that one. Haste versatility, that's probably it, to be honest. Tal Dazar has a lot of really good upgrades. If you are playing a Prot Warrior right now and you want to guarantee you get upgrades, run a Tal Dazar. And run it with people who can also share that gear with you. Yeah, there is no other one. A Tal Dazar has a lot of things for you. It has the best shield, the best weapon, and the best trinket. Rezan's Gleaming Eye is the best trinket for you. This haste versatility ring is also not bad. It's not haste mastery, but haste versatility is the next best thing. So this whole dungeon at Tal Dazar is created for Prot Warriors, man. If you need a dungeon, do that. When does Uldir come out? September 4th. It's not just warriors. All tanks should constantly be cycling. Cooldowns are short. Use them or lose them. Yes, I agree, Shmagegi. I agree. I think Prot Warriors are in a position, though, where they have to, or else they're gonna just get destroyed. Have I taken my Prot Warrior to PvP? Yeah, it's not very good. Fatal X. How to pick a tank. Fun, interesting, difficulty, tanking tiers. I agree. What nerd said? He claims to be a PvP god. I PvP as arms now. I PvP as arms. I've been doing a lot of PvP lately. Arms. I've been having a lot of fun, too. Finally caught your stream after launch. What's up, Bedley? It's been a while, man. I'm glad you're here. When he streams raids, we can say whatever we want. He'll never know. It's true. Any idea which dungeon for Arms Warrior gear? I don't know Arms Warrior secondary stats that you need. I'm not going to lie to you, Vanilla. When I PvP as Arms, I use my Haste Mastery gear. I know that Arms Warriors want Haste, but what other stat you want besides Haste, I'm not 100% sure. They increased Mastery to make it not really terrible for you. So I don't know if Mastery ended up edging out becoming the best, or if Crit is the best, but I honestly don't have the answer to that question. Alright. Let's pull these guys. So again, I haven't tanked this since the beta. Last time I did this last week, since I ran it with my co-tank in the guild, I actually did arms. So we'll see how this goes. I may die a few times. We're all gonna learn together on King's Rest today. This is the last mythic I need for the week, though. I don't know what I don't even know what I can get from this dungeon. Okay, we do need to go this way. Crit, you believe, is the best? It would make sense. I know Mastery was the worst, and that's why they buffed it. So I don't think Mastery is gonna go from the worst to the best with one little buff. They just wanted to make it not useless for arms. Turbzo, thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot, man. It means a lot. Do we have a Blood Elf? Blood Elf. The Blood Elf is a priest. Alright. If the priest does an Arcane Torrent, the bubble goes away. Arcane Torrent. Arcane Torrent. Ah, okay. Guess not. Haste crit, you believe? Oh, okay. So there you go. That's your answer to Arms Warriors. Yeah, you definitely want haste. So as far as like what dungeons drop haste crit, I don't know off the top of my head. I've been more worried about like haste mastery for my Prot Warrior, since I'm gonna be tanking progression. I can definitely do something like DPS some progression fights, but definitely mostly gonna be tanking. Mastery is now total trash. You think it's the lowest? It was complete trash, and they buffed it by like over 100%. So it shouldn't be as trash as it was before, but I don't think it became god tier or great. They should be massive spelling, range, arcane torrent. Yeah, I typed in party chat and I was like, hey priest, can you arcane torrent the ads? And I pulled them all and it was nothing. Nothing. You use GOTAK all the time, especially with ungeared unskilled healer. What is that? What is that, Max? I can't think of what that acronym would be. Okay. Let's start this encounter. Let's get this trash going. Uh-oh. Everybody's standing where the trash is going to be. All right. There it is. Let's clear the ads. So this is normally when I pop Ignore Pain a little bit more. When I pop that Unstoppable Force. You know, you get a Thunderclap. You get another cooldown right on top of it. So I normally get that Thunderclap. And then I get that Ignore Pain right after. I don't like these guys on melee. It's hard to dodge their swirl. They do face the direction that they are going to swirl. But even then. Alright. Pop a few cooldowns to stay alive there. Unfortunately, had to do that to stay alive. Alright, let's move away a little bit. Oh, fear bombed. Oh, they pulled the other side. That's probably why I'm dying. It's just a lot of splitting DPS and splitting up the party. I'm not receiving any healing. Here's our first rip for today. Guardian of the Ancient Kings. Oh yeah, okay, Guardian, yeah. Guardian is a very solid cooldown as well. Let me lower this. Yep. When we split apart and pull different parts of the room, we end up dead. They're yelling at me, guys. Okay. Let it rip, yeah. They were like, Tank, what happened? And I was like, I pulled left, somebody pulled right. What am I supposed to do? And they were like, dude, why didn't you pull right? Cause I pulled left. I don't. That pug life, man. All right. Alright, so get that demo shout going right here. Let's just pull these guys and we're gonna get that Thunderclap. I have Avatar going right now, so just the Thunderclap, Ignore Pain, spam again. That's how you stay alive. Thunderclap, I mean Avatar with Unstoppable Force can be considered a little bit of like a defensive cooldown because you can pop enough Ignore Pain in there. You know? All right. Let's go this way. All right, we should be good. I'm gonna pop Last Stand here. These guys do end up hurting. I'm not receiving healing. If you look at the healing meters, I'm not receiving any healing. There it is. Now I'm receiving healing. All right, we're good. Enhance, enhance, enhance. Do I ever use in-game voice chat? No, I do not. I choose not to. I don't know how it is, but yeah, no, I don't use it. Uh-oh. 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 This hurts. This hurts. Alright. Should be good. So we're gonna have these like guys way over here with the fearing ads as well. It's not gonna be fun. So I'm gonna have to pop a few things to stay alive here. So let's jump in there. I'm gonna get feared. I should be okay though. So I'm gonna pop that demo shout immediately. Pop a stun on these little minions. There it is. The minions went down. So I do have Avatar going right now. Oh, let me pop shield wall. This is just hurting. Pop that victory rush as well. Let me go over here. Get this guy on me. Interrupt that deathly chill. Okay, we're back up. That being said, I have Last Stand, and I'm gonna pop it right now because I didn't have anything else up. I do have Demo Shout back up as well. Once I start taking spike damage, I see the champion kind of getting back up, getting like buffed back up. So since he is gonna be hurting with that getting buffed, I did pop that Demo Shout. Now my Avatar is almost off of cooldown. That being said, it's not. So this is really gonna hurt. This guy right here is gonna hurt. Hopefully he starts casting soon again, sooner rather than later, so I can stay alive. All right, perfect. Knowing Blizzard's balance, you're not so optimistic. I hope that after the raid tier, after Wildir, we get a decent balance patch. That being said, maybe we do, maybe we don't, unfortunately. Alright, so this boss needs to be tanked up here. So I'm going to pull this guy up here just so that we can get the ads like slowly start rotating throughout the room. So there's the spit gold on one guy. So we should start seeing some of the puddles start dropping here. And once those puddles start dropping, okay, so the puddles are being dropped over here to this side of me. There's one over here as well. So that kind of sucks that there's no clear one path. We're not all taking the same path. So that's one thing we could be doing a little bit better, is dropping them all on the same path. So now he's going to summon his ads from those gold puddles. I'm going to have one by going over here to my right. But, you know, no big deal. We're just going to kind of get this. And we should be fine. So now I'm just going to be kiting this guy. These ads, when they die, they do also drop more gold puddles. So let me try to kill this guy over here. There it is. And now I'm just going to slowly start rotating throughout this room. I don't want to leave the room. Like, the exit's right next to me. It's very tempting to just say, nope, I'm leaving. So right now, there's no need to move the boss. No need to move it. By the way, Russian, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So there's no need to move. He just did his call, so he just is going to wake up all the ads right now. So you see all the ads are up. I'm going to stay here until I need to move, right? So these ads are going to try to reach the boss. Uh-oh, this guy might. Yep, that guy reached him. But I can pop a few cooldowns to try to stay alive through this. There's another one, another ad over here. There's only so much I can do when the ads are coming from both sides. Alright, so I'm going to stay here. I do have one additional puddle behind me here. That being said, the boss is low. He does have that bubble on him, which is unfortunate, but the boss is getting low. So let me do this. We have one ad in front of me this way. Let me try to stun it. Fear bomb? Nope, they're immune to fear bombs. Okay, so now the rest of the ads are coming in from behind the boss. Let me see if I can rotate this boss. Nope. We just had things on both sides of the boss, to be completely honest with you. I think this group is going to fall apart. One of the DPSers is laughing at everything. We'll see. Use voice chat with a plug. No thanks. Yeah, I'll pass. I'm not saying we'll be top tier, but they won't be definitely bottom. Yeah, there's definitely every tank is completely viable in the content that they're putting content in. Better to drop gold where you tanked and kite the boss around the room. Yeah, but the thing is, they were dropping it on both sides. So there was a pool here and a pool there as soon as they started being called, and there was always like two pools in front of him. So that's the part that kind of sucked. If we all drop on the same side, then we'll be on the same page and we can all get the ads accordingly. What's up, Kulia? I mean, Kulia. I read Julia and Corta. I'm very sorry. Julia, what's up? Alright, let's jump in here. Take the gold here. Yeah, at least. Okay, they're coordinating now. They're coordinating. Take the gold here. Julia, thanks for stopping by. The core of Enhance is good. Just most of the talents have no logic or synergy. I haven't played Enhance in a very long time. Last time I seriously geared up and played Enhance was during Kata. So I haven't played Enhance in a while. So here we go. We have that split again, right? Look at that. We have one gold over here and one gold over here. So we again have that separation that is very unfortunate and shouldn't really be happening. Something else you can do, by the way, if you guys do run a druid, have your druid spec into mass entangle, and that druid can mass entangle the ads, and you don't have to deal with them. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to do anything with the ads. Rip City, your healer's not. The healer's not pushing out very high numbers, I agree. And this dungeon does do a lot of tank damage. So for the trash pull after this boss, I'm gonna be in trouble. I agree with you, Max. But until we get there, we'll see. We'll see how far we can go. Maybe I can pop enough cooldowns to kind of stay alive through that. The council fight is going to be a lot of problems, but we'll see. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can. Maybe I'm just a jaded human being and I just need to get it done. They're gonna blame you for not putting the puddles on one side. They did. One of them said we need to switch to the ads faster and kill them faster, and the other person said don't ever run the boss into the ads, which is like there wasn't that much of a choice. This next time I'm not gonna have much of a choice. I'm going to run this boss across the way. So as soon as all of these guys die, I'm gonna go way across the room. Way across the room. So as soon as that guy goes down, come on, go down, go down, go down. Okay, perfect. Let me do this. So now I created more area between the boss and the ads again, right? So this is what we had to do. Because we had ads from both sides, this is the only way to create that distance. Funnel them all to the throne room. Thankfully, they all died like right before the throne, and now we just have to do it this way. Now, hopefully, all these guys come over this path and start being taken care of by my deeps. You see that they're starting to peek out a little bit. That's okay. And I'm gonna start kiting the boss just a little bit more. I might outrange my healer by a little bit, but I'll pop shield wall here. Stay alive. If I am outranging my healer, he'll have time to react and run to me. My demo shout should be coming off of cooldown relatively quickly as well. There's one ad that's pretty close to the boss right here. I am LOSing my healer right now, but I'm going to pop a cooldown here. Pop that demo shout. We do have a ton of ads, and hopefully we get them handled. And okay, we're getting all the ads to go around the room this way. Good, good. So even though we had a little bit of a split in the beginning, it's turning out okay now. Now, it's not the best, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get the boss. Boss is dead. There it is. All right. Very hectic. Not as coordinated as I'd like it to be, but we got it done. We got it done. What's up, Cromrock? How you doing, my friend? How have your streams been lately? Sometimes I jump in there, but mostly jump in there when I have to like start doing editing myself. So I'll jump in for a little bit and then kind of like phase out. But how you doing, Crom? Sup, bro? Better advice for the gold mobs to reroll Brewmaster and use Ring of Peace? Matthew, that is very good advice. Not much I can do about it. I wish my Fear Bomb worked on him. I still use these things, by the way. They don't do that much, but hey, it's something to use right now during progression. Somebody got pants? Ooh. Wow, those DPS are bad letting the ads get that close to the boss. Oh, I just realized that the actual DPS that they're doing. One of them is doing pretty low deeps. I would consider 3.5k to be really low. Really low for DPS, for especially King's Rest. I consider King's Rest to be one of the really difficult mythics. This one and Siege are definitely a lot more difficult, even though they're still Mythic 0 like everything else is. I consider these guys to be a little bit more difficult, so yeah. 3k deeps is a little low. I'm going to pop Last Stand right here. I did LOS my healer. I am aware of it. But by LOSing the healer, I also LOS the mob that was out here. So this mob also was LOS. So I wasn't going to be taking damage. So LOS the healer, but at the same time, not going to be taking damage. So I'm good. Okay. Oh, the mage died. Can the mage be res? This is just a straight up gauntlet, isn't it? We're gonna wait back here. I think we automatically aggro. Yep. And if we don't automatically aggro, they got close enough to do it. Which kind of sucks because the mage is one of the people that's actually doing a decent amount of damage here. Blade Storm, come on. Gotta jump out of that, man. Guys, you can't tank a Blade Storm. After he died to Blade Storm, he wrote, oops, that's a wipe. Can we get a Vengeance Masterclass? The Demon Hunter? I haven't leveled up my Demon Hunter yet, but definitely can. Oh, man. This is going to be a fun King's Rest, guys. This is going to be a fun one. Outranger healer, you didn't notice you had a healer to begin with? Oh man, nerds throwing out the shade, man. Throwing out the shade. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Matthew? Just make them drop the golds at the pillar where you're tanking the boss now. That way they have... Yeah. There's a few strategies you can do. The big thing that you should be doing on this boss is everyone should be dropping the pools in the same location. That being said, for the 2 pools that we did, both of the pool, or all of the pools were being dropped in all random locations. Like, oh man. Alright, let me fear bomb. There you go, Mr. Demon Hunter. We'll take care of you right now. I'm waiting for everybody to get here. Are they tanking the Blade Storm again? I think so. I don't know why they just didn't drop aggro. Like, we walk into a half aggro thing. There's no way we're gonna stay alive to this having like aggro halfway through. This is gonna be another wipe. They should have just wiped. Alright. They're all gonna try to stay alive. So okay, here's the Blade Storm. There it is. Run away. Everybody run. Everybody run. Let me interrupt the Shadow Bolt. This is when you just need a clean wipe. You just need a reset right now. And it's just not happening. Let me get away from that Blade Storm. Maybe I can take care of this guy right here. I don't think so, but maybe if we can take care of this, then when we get a rip, nice. Now when we wipe, we'll be okay. That's one of the hardest sections of the dungeon. Yeah, my healer's not here anymore. I have 6% HP. Oh man. Alright, alright, don't hit me. Heal me. My healer's here. Where are my heals? Nope. Alright. You've noticed you're good. Internet was giving you problems earlier this morning with a 5-hour stream, but you'll be back later tonight. Nice. I'm sorry it was giving you issues. I hate that. I've had to cancel 1 stream so far, and that 1 stream was because of internet issues as well. I was trying to upload something and I kept getting a drop in the upload process, and it was like, how am I going to stream, which uses up a ton more bandwidth? So I hate when that happens. This dungeon is a love-hate relationship with me. Dude, I like the loot from this dungeon, and I think the dungeon is okay. I just think it's difficult and it needs to be treated accordingly. People, like this whole group, they've been yelling at each other this whole time. They still are. Bunch of pros you're working with? Yeah. Why did I choose to play Prot Warrior as a tank? What do I like about the spec that the other classes don't provide? I started tanking on a Prot Warrior in Wrath of the Lich King. That being said, I haven't played every single expansion. I did take my breaks from WoW. But when I started playing in Wrath of the Lich King, what I liked about it was the... they're still fighting with each other. What I liked about it is the fact that you charge in. And what I really liked about it was the fact that you feel like a tank. You have that shield. You charge in to battle like you're not terrified of anything. You literally run in head first, and then you just start blocking all the damage. I also really used to like the way that cleave worked. If you guys remember, you could queue up your next auto attack to have either heroic strike or cleave attached to it. I really liked how that worked. But that being said, nowadays I just like it because it's my tanking class. Like, I'm a Prot Warrior. I feel like I am a Prot Warrior. I know what the class brings. I know what their kit is. I know what they have to offer. So I know their strengths and weaknesses. I know how to react. At this point, it's more of a muscle memory thing, and it's like I'm going to be a better Prot Warrior than like a DK or something. Now I can learn to play a DK and become someone or a better tank at Mythic Plus, but you can also make Prot Warriors work. And there's something I like about the challenge as well. You know, you might call me a bit of a masochist, but there's something I like about the challenge. Playing a Prot Warrior right now is not that straightforward, and it's not as much of a routine or a priority system as some other tanks may be. It's definitely a lot more of reacting to what's happening in front of you. and you need to know what that reaction needs to be. Like you need to be prepared with the right reaction, because a global cooldown is a hefty price to pay for a reaction. So that being said, I like it now because of the challenge it provides of playing a Prot Warrior. So the fact that we're not that strong nowadays makes it interesting for me. I like having that being, you know, also being a content creator. A lot of people have given up on Prot Warriors. You know, I think Cromrock, he's over on the Twitch chat, he can attest to that, how a lot of people that used to play Prot Warriors have now stopped playing Prot Warriors because they're not that strong anymore. And there's something cool about that. There's something cool about being, hey, you know what, I don't give up on Prot Warriors. I might not be the strongest right now, but I can make it work. Again, I'm not going to be the best, but I will make it work. I need to get out of here. Okay. There's something cool about that as well. But definitely for me, it's more about, I like the way that charge works, and I like holding a shield. I also really like the way plate works. It's a lot of little things, but there's nothing about a Prot Warrior that stops me from playing them. Like, I don't play a Prot Warrior and go, this sucks. Why don't I just play a DK? If I played a DK, I'd be better off. This is terrible. This is gross. I don't like playing this at all. Like, the Prot Warrior, it's still, you know, you can make it work. Okay, they want to repair. Here, I can drop a hammer. Keep it up. You're enjoying all the tips and learning from watching. Yeah, for sure, Alex. For sure, man. Did you hear the mating call of Rip in the distance? Is that what that was? You haven't been up in the streams? Yeah, for sure, Matthew. It's all good, man. I realize that live streams happen at a certain time. We all live in different time zones. We all have different obligations with jobs and what have you. So not everyone can always tune in. Not everyone in the world can tune in, and I completely understand that, Matthew. There's also the VODs if you ever want to watch like the live streams. So yeah, I get it, man. There's no need to apologize for not stopping by the live streams. I realize that they happen at a certain time, you know, for a few hours. So yeah, I get it, man. No problem. Petrification beam. No. There it is. Or purification beam. Sorry, not petrification beam. Oh, that mage. That mage got close, man. That mage got close. You saw an outlaw tank 10 mobs while doing world quest. What? Max, you don't have a lot of faith in this group, man. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. Ah, and then they start AoE pulling for me. Don't you just hate it? Like, this group has already had enough wipes, right? Like, I feel like this group has had enough hardships. And then here comes this guy. Is like, nah, man, trust me. I want my AoE DPS is legit. I want to top the damage meters right now, so I'm going to pull for you. That's what it was. The Demon Hunter pulled for me. And look at the meters. There's no surprise there. There's zero surprises there. Guess who pulled for me? The group blaming the tank earlier when they have no idea what to do. It happens a lot. A lot of people are like, what the fuck, tank? Why'd you stand right there? And it's like, I couldn't stand anywhere else. You made it so that I had to stand there. So that I had to stand there. And it's like, no. You could have done other things. And it's like, I don't know, man. This group, there is one guy in this group who said, as a tank, you need to take the blame as opposed to blaming others. And then all I responded was, that's a little hypocritical of you, instantly blaming me and not taking blame. But every group is different, guys. Every group is different. You're still playing Prot Warrior, to be honest, Steel Voltage? So am I, man. So am I. I decided, like, I wasn't sure what I was going to be playing when the beta went live, right? When we got BfA live, level 120, geared out. I did a lot of the beta, but that's why I had you guys vote. Am I going to play, what's going to be my secondary tank? And then I would determine if it was going to be Warrior or Brewmaster. Going through the gearing experience again on a Warrior, I can tell you that I'm going to take my Warrior into the raids. I don't feel like I'm going to be holding my group back by playing my Warrior in Uldir. Would it be better if I was playing a Brewmaster? Sure, Brewmaster is the best tank for progression. There is no arguing around a I can't get one shot button. Like, that's what it is. I can't get one shot, right? So there's absolutely no arguing around that. He's in here. Let's get him. He wasn't shaking the coffin. I was like, I don't know where he is. So there's no arguing that. That being said, you can make a Prot Warrior work. If I was pushing for world first, if I was in Method, if I was SCO, I wouldn't be playing a warrior because they're not world first contenders. But the large majority of us are not pushing for world first. World first is literally only 3 guilds, and that's it. So the large majority of us can play whatever tank we would like, and it'll work. You feel like Blizzard is punishing Prot Warriors for being the tank in vanilla? I feel like that has a little bit of merit to it. I feel like if Prot Warriors became the go-to tank, there would definitely be pushback, and there would definitely be moments of, I need a shield to be a tank, so now everybody else who doesn't have a shield and doesn't wear plate can't tank, and there would definitely be a little bit of pushback. And does that harken back to vanilla? Maybe a little bit. I don't think it's necessarily like their thought process to be like, hey, you know what? Warriors shined for 2 years in vanilla, they can never shine again. I definitely don't think that's like the reasoning and the exact judgment call, but there's some, I think there's some truth to like, we don't want to make shields and plate the strongest tank. We have to find other ways of mitigating damage, and it turns out that they'll end up tuning down the things that make Prot Warriors unique, and they also don't want to break class fantasy. And class fantasy of a warrior is a big plate heavy tank with a shield that just runs in and blocks and mitigates via that plate armor. A frothing berserker uses his rage. So like magic mitigation and all those things, they kind of come by a wayside. It's not part of class fantasy to give warrior cleanse, to give warrior magic mitigation, like even with ignore pain. It's just not part of that fantasy. So those things are kind of secondary to warriors, unfortunately. Let's do this marker and this marker. All right. I don't think they've ever done the boss. One guy was like, that's what the boss does. You can attest? Yeah, Crom. Prot Paladin for the win. Pulling with Avenger Shield is cute. Pulling with Avenger Shield is good, man. And Prot Warriors are in a very good place. I mean, Prot Paladins are in a very good place. If my co-tank was not a Prot Paladin, I would probably have a Prot Warrior and a Prot Paladin right now. To be completely honest with you guys, that's what I would go with for both of my tanking classes right now. That being said, my co-tank is a Prot Paladin, so I don't necessarily want to have 2 Prot Paladins always like in the same raid or whatever. Why is that guy running away? What? There's the embalming. All right, where's the shakes? Where's the shaking? Oh, over here. Over here. Oh man, I like how everybody went the other way. Alright, so we've got our mage. Mage is waiting by purple. I'm not going to have my heroic leap up for the next one, so that's important to note. I did break out this guy. Can't do it again. Can't do it again. My heroic leap is on a 10-second cooldown, so the next person has to be broken out by someone else. Got to be the mage. I think the demon hunter is next to be thrown in. So the demon hunter, it's got to be like the other warrior that breaks him out or something. Alright, we've got a good... No, my heroic leap is back. Okay. I thought immediately after the drain fluids he was going to throw the guy in. So yeah, this drain fluids just targets someone, they need to be healed through it, and then he'll throw someone in a coffin. That person needs to shake the coffin so you know which one he's at. The reason why I marked is so that they can say purple, green, and you can run over there. But shaking the coffin and being aware of it is, you know, good enough. Nice. Do I think Prot Warriors is the weakest right now for 5-man dungeons? Yes, Melius, I do. They were at the bottom of my list, man. Befuddle and you guys, what would you suggest to go with as a complete noob for streaming, YouTube or Twitch? I would suggest YouTube. Twitch has a lot of competition. And if you're streaming only on Twitch without having an audience from somewhere else, you are probably going to be sitting at 0 to 2 viewers for a long time. So YouTube, if you put out YouTube edited videos that provide something, you can start building an audience. And I think that is the most important step, is build an audience first, and then they will follow your stream. So after you have a bit of an audience, it's going to be easier to say, hey guys, you know, I'm on Twitch, I'm on here, you guys should definitely follow me here and there. But I would suggest doing YouTube first instead of Twitch. Twitch has a lot of competition right now, and there's going to be a lot of people that are in the 0 to 2 viewer range, and it's going to be very hard to make a standout case and break out. So my honest suggestion is to make edited YouTube content so that people will watch it, and then stream as well. New tanking term, stank. Stood there and tank. I did accidentally say stank. Oh man. Prot Warrior super fun right now. You got mine at 340 super tank when the cooldowns are up. Yes, you just need to keep cycling the cooldowns, man. Just keep them going. Thanks for a detailed answer. Yeah, no problem, Johnny. This run is painful, and these people are acting like it's the end. Yes, there's a lot of like, just pull the things. Get everything in here. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. The next boss is going to be the killer. You still feel weird about shield block. It's so fleeting sometimes. You don't know when it's best to use it. Just use it when it's up. Honestly, just use it when it's up. It's a very strong active mitigation. The only time you don't use shield block is when you have last stand with bolster up, because bolster makes your last stand have shield block baked in. So you don't do both. You do one or the other. Like right now, I'm going to pop shield block. If I had shield block, if I had last stand up, I don't. But if I did, I wouldn't be doing both of them. That's not the way to do things. So like right now, I'm only going to do shield block. Now I'm going to pop a little bit of IP. Let me do my shield block again. Once this shield block kind of like loses out, then I'm going to pop last stand. So right now, last stand, I'm going to let my shield block recharge. Not going to jump in there and start doing my shield block right now, even though I just got another charge. It's useless. It's useless. I am blocking everything right now anyway for another 3 seconds. Shield block is, last stand is down. Let me get my shield block up. Let's get this totem down. Where are my melee? Oh, melee's AFK. That's cool. That's cool, especially on this trash that puts bleeds on people that they leap to. That's gonna be a good time. I thought we were gonna kill the witch doctor before the next totem. You can attest to that too? Yeah, Crom, unfortunately, man. I had 2 bleeds on me. Those 2 stacks of the bleed. That bleed, let me see what the combat log was. What happened to me? That bleed was ticking for 24k. So, the fact that we had 2 melees AFK, that didn't help that pull. They didn't even say anything in chat. They just disappeared. Also, hell yeah, Brewmasters are the best. Yours is already pushing up to 85% stagger. Nice, Matthew. Very nice. Yeah, Brewmasters are... If you want to push any kind of content, that Brewmaster exceeds beyond their gear, right? So, regardless of what item level you have on that Brewmaster, you can do things that are beyond your gear on a Brewmaster because of stagger. Big undead, you think not? World 30,000 is where the real skill's at. That's right. That's where we all are. You've got another question. You're playing as a Blood DK, and you're a pretty new WoW player. Currently running Mythic Dungeons for the first time. You've now managed to finish all of them. You honestly want to improve how good you are as a tank, but it is quite hard for you to check if you're doing a good job. Johnny, something that you can do for a new tank is ask your healer. If your healer runs any kind of dungeons with other people, just ask, like, how did it feel tanking me right now? Was I too spiky? Was my healing off? Just ask your healer. That's a good way of kind of gauging things. If you don't have like a constant healer you can ask, like let's say you just pug everything, then it'd be a good idea to start trying to run with a healer. Let me run this guy back because we have that pat coming. I don't want that pat to I gotta jump back in. Alright, that's a good distance away from the pat as well. So Yeah, a good way. DKs are a little bit different. Their damage taken is going to be a little bit higher than other tanks, but that's because they offset it with good healing. So it's hard to just say, look at your damage taken. It's also not the same thing to just say, look at your damage taken and healing done, and count the difference of it. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. But honestly, if your healer can keep you up and your healer says you feel good as a tank, they should know. There's every now and then, like when a new build comes out, a new talent point comes out on my tank, I'll join a random pug, I'll run a dungeon, and after the dungeon, I will whisper my healer, and I'll ask them, how did that run feel? Was I taking too much damage? How did it feel when I was tanking? You shouldn't be afraid to whisper a random person and ask them an honest question. Most people are not going to troll you. Most people are going to go, yeah, that felt good, or actually you were taking too much damage here, or they'll tell you, you struggled with this pull, you did this pull a little bit weird, I don't know what happened here. So most people will tell you the truth in terms of how you performed. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Your healer is going to be your best resource when it comes to, was I tanking correctly, because your healer should know and should be like, hey, you know what, that was way too much. Like right now, I got destroyed with that. Look at that. I was taking that bleed debuff. That bleed debuff hurts. Last time they were like, don't release. So we'll see. It won't release. Definitely the healing totem needs to go down a little bit faster. Now it got focused down. But yeah, that bleed hurts, man. What was the marker add-on or weak aura? Matthew, this is Opie. And it is amazing. It allows you to throw down markers. It allows you to do all sorts of things, clear them out. You can also mark individual people or individual ads or things. I highly recommend using Opie. That is the name of the add-on. You play both Prot Paladin and Prot Warrior. You just love shield tanks. I agree, man. So do I. I have a tendency of enjoying shield tanks. And I also have a tendency of enjoying plate. The other tank I used to play in Legion was also a DK. God, they're yelling at each other again. These guys are like, how'd you die? And then one guy's like, because the healer's not healing. That's why. Oh, God. Oh, God. You honestly want to improve as a good tank. It's quite hard to check. Yeah, talk to your healer, man. Since you are the only tank in the group, you can't compare to others. Yeah, talk to your healer. Healer is going to get you a good idea of what's going on. Yeah, I hadn't received any heals yet. I'm just gonna kite right now. I should be okay with kiting. That was rough. That was like the first 20 seconds, no healing. Now, I did outrange and LOS my healer. That being said, I outranged and LOS everything, so nothing is doing damage to me right now. I still have these guys stuck on me. That like dinosaur dude is just gonna be doing random damage out there. This is the caster, so I'm just gonna keep him interrupted. I can throw my spell reflect up right now as well. But yeah, you guys can see, like, these guys were all stuck to me. So, next boss is going to be hard. I don't know if we can do it. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Only one gear drop from that boss? Yeah. Most bosses now have one of them. Pug life? Yeah. You just wanted to stream for fun and only survival hunters, not seeing as much PvE content. I mean, if you're streaming just for fun and you know you don't care about the numbers, then yeah, you can stream on whatever platform you want. All right, let's see how this goes. This is going to hurt. Let me pop shield wall so I can build up a little bit of threat, and then I'm gonna do the kiting thing again, right? So I want to build up a little bit of threat. I have my shield wall just fell off. Demo shout just fell off. I have my last stansu. No, it's, you know, look at that. That bleed, 50,000 damage per second. It's better when like people can split up that bleed. See, this bleed is right here. 34,000. 3 ticks. There it is. So that bleed from this berserker, it's much better if you get people who like nuke down the berserker or CC it. But yeah, that bleed, look at that. It's going out on people. That bleed hurts. There's not much you can do about it. Rib key plus 0. Yeah, this really is. It might be a complete rib key. We might just have to call it. We'll see when we get to the boss. The boss requires everyone to be interrupting like perfectly. It also requires good movement. It requires you to have good placement. There's a lot of little things that I don't think this group can do. Every time somebody dies, somebody in this group starts laughing. They laugh and then they'll talk shit to that person. That's the way this group run is going. It's one of those really nice toxic pug runs. I'm too cringe? Cool, Ryan. Thanks, man. I appreciate the compliment. What tank do I think is the best for somewhat of a casual player? You play Prot Warrior, and thanks to you know how to use it. But like you said, Prot Warrior is weak. Guardian Druid. Guardian Druid is pretty standard. Guardian Druid is you use your abilities, right? So as a Guardian Druid, you have your regular rotation. Your priority is Mangle, Thrash, Swipe. That is your priority system. And then the biggest resource you have, the biggest resource spender you have as a Guardian Druid is going to be Iron Fur. Now you can also argue you're going to be popping Frenzied Regen and things. Those things don't take up too much rage. To be completely honest with you, they just don't have that much rage cost associated with them. I'm making the bleed go on other people at this point by getting away from them. Why am I so cringe? I'm just like that, Ryan. If you don't like it, you can find somewhere else to be, man. What's up, Kosei? How you doing? You're actually doing a lot of quite of already. Whenever you feel like healers did a good job, you whisper them. Yeah, you should try to get feedback as well. Not only should you whisper your healer thank you, you should also whisper your healer how was this trash pull. If there's one trash pull that you know hits you hard, that's when you should also reach out to that healer and be like, was that too difficult to heal? Was that like, you know that trash pull is difficult, rotate your cooldowns in a certain way to try to make it easier. Can I make a video with my arms weak aura sometimes? Yeah, for sure, Jose. Right now they're a little bit more focused in PvP, but yeah. What player frames do I use? These player frames are Z Pearl. You can use that for Z Pearl. But yeah, Jose, I'll make one with my arms weak auras. I want to finish doing my arms weak auras so that they work for PvE and PvP a little bit better. So just do a little bit both. Yeah, no problem, Grand Tank. Nothing like a shield to the face. You're loving Prot? Yeah, me too, man. Sorry, I had to go back to working. You weren't able to answer a question. Is it possible to do Mythic Brew like 15? Rashid, I would say if you are limited by your FPS that much, I would highly suggest you play Guardian Druid more. Because with a regular, like just a very standard rotation on a Guardian Druid, if all you do is Mangle, Thrash, Swipe, and do Iron Fur and try to maintain decent uptime on your 2 stacks when damage gets too high, or just 1 stack, your reactions are going to be reactionary Frenzied Regen, and you can try to do a little bit before with Survival Instincts. I think Guardian Druid is going to be the best for your limited FPS runs. How much gear do you get per boss? You only see 1 drop per boss. About. So you can almost expect 1 piece of gear per 4 bosses. So if the dungeon has like 3 bosses, you may or may not get one. Even if the dungeon has 4 bosses, you might not get one if you're on the bad side of luck that day. So it depends on RNG. It's not guaranteed, but I would say the drop rate to gear is 20 to 25%. I've heard 20%. Like, for sure. But most of the times when it's a 4 boss dungeon, you get 1 piece of loot. So I would say it's between 20 to 25. Not always exactly 25. It's not guaranteed. There is no like bad luck protection that gets you up to 100%. But yeah, it's about 1 in every 4. That being said, you can also sometimes just get back-to-back gear. Like every now and then you might run a dungeon that has 3 bosses and get loot from 2 out of the 3 of them. It's not the norm, but it, you know, it's random. RNGs sometimes is a little bit better for you. Is it worth currently buying the Oswain shield or just hold out for a mythic drop? Just hold out, shield. You have 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, man. And there's 4 different shields you can get from Mythic 0. What's important on a shield is block value. This is not the perfect shield. It's crit verse. It's not the haste mastery one. But what's important is the item level, because the item level is attached to block value. So that is the important part. Once you get your 340 shield, You're done. You got the important part handled. Spilled water on your laptop. Sorry if you answered already. Did you say what add-on the weak aura was using the markers? This is Opie. So if you want to just have markers like this, world markers or player markers, you know, it's Opie. Problem is you don't have a druid and waiting for new races. Oh, yeah. Druid is going to be the best for like really low FPS. Just something that you can get a rhythm going, right? The best rhythm you can get going is on a Guardian Druid. The other one, you might want to consider a Prot Paladin because you have a lot of recovery buttons on a Prot Paladin. Let's say you get a quick lag spike, you go down to like 20%, lay on hands. Let's say you get another quick lag spike a little bit later in the dungeon and you go down again, bubble taunt, right? You have to spec into bubble taunt, but you have bubble taunt. You have your own self heal as well. So like a lot of little things, a lot of little things, but you have recovery as well in Prot Paladin. But I would highly suggest Guardian Druid for very limited FPS. Problem is you don't have a Druid. Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, for sure, chilled. You can do the Mythic dungeons only one per week, obviously. How is Mythic Plus? Can you farm those dungeons? Yes, Johnny. The only thing you can't get constantly from Mythic Plus is your weekly reward, because that's, you know, just once a week. So in terms of what you can farm when Mythic Plus comes out, yeah, you can do +3s, +4s, +5s till you're blue in the face. And you won't necessarily always, I think each end chest has 3 pieces of gear, 2 or 3. If I remember from the beta, I think most of the times it was 3 in the beta. They might bring it back down to 2. So you can run Mythic Plus so you're blue in the face and keep getting upgrades. Is that person back? Cool. Person is back. There was someone who was AFK, I guess. How do you start doing Mythics? Just start doing normals first and then do heroics. So slowly work your way up to Mythics. Don't you love it when nobody tells you they're ready and they just pull? Oh man. Alright, so these axes keep splitting up more and more. So after they go out, I go in so that the axes are no longer going to hit me. So let's avoid this axe and then go right back into the center. He cast them here, so the axes won't be spawning here. Now the axes are spawning again. Let's go back out. Let's be ready to run back in. Let's run back in. Right where the axes spawned. This dungeon is also not friendly to your FPS because not only do you get a ton of Blade Storm particle effects all over the arena, you also get additional adds and then additional like totems in addition to these axes. So like Rashid, for you, if you know you have limited FPS, King's Rest, healer died. Healer ran into too many axes. A lot of people have the bleed effect from the axes right now. I see 3 people bleeding out. That's not good. This is a wipe for sure. we have 2 more bosses to go, and we have no healer. We also have no B-res, so this is going to be a wipe. But let's see how long it takes us to wipe. I guess. Let's see if a little bit of the group can learn a little bit more. That demon hunter ran into 2 axes. I saw that. Call of the Elements, explosive totem right now. Explosive totem, #1 priority in this boss fight. Up next is the that interrupt totem, the thundering totem. So there it is. And then the Poison Nova should also be interrupted. You should normally have a healer that interrupts Poison Nova. Nobody interrupted it that first time. That's why we all went down to like 20%. But the healer died within like the first 30 seconds of the pull. What and why were you guys waiting for? I think we were waiting for the priest that pulled. I'm pretty sure that's what we were waiting on. Just get into the group form. Yeah, if you're trying to start tanking mythics, first do the normal dungeons here. Once you have an item level of like 305, 306, start doing heroics. Once you have an item level of 320 and above, you can use the LFG tool, like I use it here on stream, and look for mythics. We'll do a few wipes with this group, see if we can handle this boss. It seems like there's a lot of running into mechanics like there has been in previous fights, but for this fight it's very, very critical. So yeah, and they keep fighting. They keep fighting with each other. They're all yelling at each other. Oh man, who's tanking here? I don't know, man. No, I went down. We didn't have a healer. There was no interrupt on the Poison Nova, so yeah, healer went down to axes. Is it normal that you tank go for the totems? Shouldn't the damage dealer do that? Yeah, but since we had a few dead people, I went for it just to stay alive to see the phase a little bit longer. But yeah, normally the damage dealers swap, and your tank should interrupt the boss's Poison Nova, or you can have the tank swap and the ranged interrupts the Poison Nova. Just it's important to DPS that totem down before it goes off, and it's also important to interrupt the Poison Nova at the same time. That being said, that was a wipe. The healer died while the first boss still had like 80%, not to mention we had 2 bosses after that, so just get some cleave damage on it. Yeah, but the thing is, the boss is casting Poison Nova. That being said, you can interrupt and then go stack, but yeah. I think the Demon Hunter is just waiting for a res. I don't know if this is going to be a rip key, I'm assuming, but we'll see how far we can get. I don't want to just bail halfway through. You've been constantly changing between Brew and Windwalker because you played Windwalker in Legion and you got kind of bored of it. That's why you're picking up Brewmaster. Nice, man. Brewmaster is fun. Brewmaster is very fun. Very high learning curve as well. Glad to see groups still consist of 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 derp 3 derp dealers. Oh man, it happens sometimes. It doesn't help when all the group is dying to mechanics and standing in things, but they all yell at each other that they're all correct at the end of the pull. They're like, no, this is what you're doing wrong. And it's like, everybody had bleed effects on them. I think I think the lessons should be applied universally. You're struggling even a heroic as a bear. You don't want to imagine doing mythics. Keep your iron for up. As a bear epic, you can have 100% uptime on Iron Fur, and you should have it. That is step 1. Step 1 to becoming a bear tank for heroics or mythics is 100% uptime on Iron Fur. Once you get better at that, you should aim for not only 100% uptime on 1 stack of Iron Fur, you should aim to be able to use the 2 stacks of Iron Fur in replacement of like a defensive cooldown or something. If a snake works in a public position, what's their title? A civil serpent. One of the damage dealers said that boss actually looked really easy. You had 2 bleed effects on you. What do you mean? You're struggling to keep aggro. Your best aggro keeper is going to be to have the 3 stacks of Thrash up at all times as well. So remember your priority system. Mangle when it's off of cooldown or when it procs. Thrash when it's off of cooldown. You should also maintain 3 stacks at all times. If your Thrash is going to fall off of 3 stacks because you popped Incarn and you're spamming Mangle, spam Thrash once, maintain those 3 stacks, and then swipe. Swipe is filler. Swipe is not a priority under any means. Swipe is just, I have no other buttons to press right now. So keep your 3 stacks of Thrash up. If you are still failing to maintain aggro, then tab target, mangle different targets, because your mangle generates a lot of threat and does a lot of damage. But your 3 stacks of Thrash are going to be very good, consistent aggro. You decide to go in heroic as a normal bear, not as a werebear for now. Yeah, I never even got that werebear. This group is interesting. We'll do another wipe with this group, and if not, we'll try to find another group, or we'll go do our islands actually. You're amazed that you're not tilting while the whole mythic dungeon with the damage dealers. When you decide to go in with a pug, you should be ready for a perfect run, or a run like this. This isn't even the worst kind of run. I'm sure many of us have been in a run with random pugs that fail at the beginning, whether it's like a big trash pull. I'm sure you've been in a pug where there's one dude who thinks he can AoE DPS everything down in 2 seconds, so he AoE pulls like 4 packs, group wipes, he immediately says shit tank and leaves. Like, these kind of things happen. kind of hit this tree and then I'm ready. What are these guys talking about? But yeah, Johnny, you know, when you pug, this is part of what you sign up for. We'll do one more wipe. There's been, I want to say, about 5 or 6 wipes so far with this group, so we'll do one more. If we can't, we'll stomp out islands. I'll show you guys how great Prot warriors are at islands, because if you guys have not done islands, there is a certain way, there's certain mobs you can prioritize pulling in an island that are physical damage. As a Prot warrior, with your shield block, you become like the best physical damage mitigator in the game, bar none. There is no questions asked. So if you pull certain types of mobs, you can do like what feels like a fifth of the island in one pull, and you're fine. You're fine. Just rotate a few cooldowns. So after this, we'll do some islands to show you guys, if you guys have a warrior, how great you guys can actually, how fast you guys can run these islands actually. All right, I popped Avatar. I'm gonna run this guy right back to the middle again, because I want those axes to be here so that I know exactly how to run out and run back in, right? We run out for one rotation of the axes and then we run back in. There it is. The middle is now safe. Everything else you need to actively dodge. This means that my melee should have good uptime on the boss. Here it is, one rotation. Let's run back to the middle. We're good here. We're safe. We're protected here. And again, we're gonna have another one. Let's run out. We have one rotation right here, and let's run back in. We're good. We're safe. I didn't get a bleed. I think my warrior has 2 bleeds. He's going down really quickly, like if he does have 2 bleeds. So maybe one of my melee did get hit with a little bit of it. Now we're good. We're back to the middle. We're safe again. All right. So let's do a little bit of ignore pain here. The axes going out. Oh, that one hit me. It wasn't the actual axe. It was just the actual going out of the axes. All right. Now we're going to have this boss spawn right here at the throne. So let me taunt. Let me interrupt the boss. And let me drag this boss over to the middle, because remember, the middle is still safe of the axes. And when new axes spawn, they will be spawning in the middle. So Poison Nova, nice. Somebody got that interrupt, so I don't have to worry about the Poison Nova interrupt. There are the axes going out. Let's run back in. We're going to be safe here. Again, it's good to create a safe space that you know exactly where it's at. So right now, we don't have Poison Nova going out. We just have the totems. Oh, no. All right. So the explosive totem's over here. That went off. Poison Nova. Explosive totem went off. And this is interrupting our healer. So we got to deal with that one. All right. Now, what we can do is make sure that we're still near the middle, so that we can actively be dodging the axes still. Alright, let's spell reflect this lightning bolt back, and we should be good. Poison Nova, we need to interrupt it. Okay, good. Boss went down before that went out. Now we get the last boss. The last boss does an ability where people need to stand in a line and split damage, right? So, barrel through on this person. Stand in the line and split that damage with that person. It's only me and that one person. This is going to hurt me. But if I don't stand in between, that person gets one shot. Debilitating backhand on me. That's fine. So now I'm just going to stay away from the axes. We should be having totems come up reasonably soon. So we are going to have to watch out with that. Barrel through. Come on. I need to stand in that. Don't stop outranging me. Everybody needs to split this damage with you. What are you doing? I couldn't split the damage with him. He kept charging around. Debilitating backhand on me. Let me get away. Oh, Poison Nova out here. Okay, we're good. Barrel through. Come on, don't run out of my range. I need to be here with you. Mage is right here. I saw the cast come out through the mage. Perfect. If I didn't split that damage with you, you'd be dead. Like the Demon Hunter. Debilitating backhand. Let's back up. Jump and charge back in. By jumping, it just increases the range that you get knocked back, which means that you can always just charge back in. That's the boss. We managed to kill it. I am honestly surprised that we killed that boss. You've been blessed with running dungeons and got DPS. I knew exactly what they were doing. Nice, man. I am very jealous of that. Oh, that's an upgrade. 325. We got a haste mastery. That is best in slot. Best in slot. Because it's more haste than it is mastery. Item level upgrade. I go from 337 to 338. I'm almost in the 340 club, boys. Cromrock, you're in the 340 club, aren't you? Aren't you like 341, 342? You're beating me on this gear, man. 338 with one more to go. Two more item level. 343 here for Shmagegi and 344 for Cromrock. God, you guys are killing it. This week was a really bad week for me. I started at 336 this week. This week was not good for me in terms of gear. Demon Hunter is like way back here. Let's wait for him before we pull. Or what I meant to say was let's body pull before the Demon Hunter gets here. My bad. Sometimes I say the wrong things. Alright. Shadow Barrage. I tried interrupting. I need some more interrupts. Guys, anyone? Anyone? I'm trying to get more Ignore Pains going, but it's just not gonna work out for me. I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die. I pop shield 1. I'm still going down. Shadow Barrage. Nope. Let's keep going here. I'm just trying to pop as much Ignore Pain as possible. Yeah, it's not gonna work out for me. Look at that. 11,000 shadow damage inflicted every second. You went from 305 to 325 in 2 days? That is insane, man. That is a big upgrade. What's up, Byron? How you doing? You've been pretty lucky with the drops. Yeah, Shmagegi, I can tell. 343, man. Can't decide on a tank for raiding. Can't pick between DK or Demon Hunter. Both are close. For raiding, I suggest DK. I suggest a DK for raiding. Demon Hunters for raiding, I don't know if they're going to be okay. I hope they are, but I don't know. You might have to run like Soul Barrier instead of Last Resort, which is already kind of one of those things that kind of suck. Oh, hey, the priest didn't want to res me. Cool. All right. They had been saying from the beginning, don't release. Why are you releasing? And now there's no res. You survived that once in your lifetime? Yeah, that ad hurts, man. Yeah, that trash pull is terrible, man. Boosted you to 330 or something like that? Dude, that is insane. You went ahead and bought some gear. Oh, you bought some gear as well. I didn't buy any of the gear. Hey, does the duration increase from Thunderclap affect Demo Shout? What do you mean? You mean having Unstoppable Force? Being able to pop Unstoppable Force every other global cooldown? Does it increase Demo Shout? Yes. So if you have that Best in Slot Azerite trait, if you have that trait for the Demo Shout, and you run Unstoppable Force, when you pop Avatar, every single time you Thunderclap, your Demo Shout goes up. Yeah. It makes your Demo Shout last, I want to say, about 15 to 20 seconds. I haven't timed it, to be completely honest with you. I actually don't have it at the moment. I have it in some older gear, but I haven't timed it. All right. Let's see how we do for this boss fight. Let's jump in before somebody else pulls for me. Alright, so I'm going to get a Demo Shout up as well. This guy, I remember, does hit the tank relatively hard. To be honest with you, I've tanked this guy once. I've done this dungeon twice, but I've only ever gotten to tank this boss once. One of the times that I got here, it just was a group that couldn't make it this far. Blade combo, defensive. Alright, got you. That looks kind of like Kill Jaden's claws right there. So we've got the ad that jumps around like all the other ads were at the time. We've got these whirlwinds, blade combo, defensive. All right, I got my last stand up to block it all. Let me get away from that ad as well. Good, the ad is dead. Here's a Gale Slash. We should have the combo coming up too. Seems like when she runs back, there's a blade combo. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm gonna pop Avatar again. I'm gonna pop a Demo Shot again. Stay alive. Fear. LOL. I'm a warrior. Get away from me. Fear. I'm also undead. You want to try to fear me again? I have Will of the Forsaken. Get out of here, guy. All right. So there's a fear bomb. Will of the Forsaken. Stop it. Can't do that to me. All right. So after this Quaking Leap, we are gonna have that blade combo again, and I do have a shield block waiting. So there's a shield block for that combo. Blocking is gonna be really good when it comes to physical mitigation. I also had a victory rush, which I was lucky enough to get. It's not something you can rely on all the time. So now I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save my. You see those earthquakes? They start dropping in order around the room. So I saved that shield block for that blade combo. But yeah, this earthquake, or these they're like spears that drop from the roof. They do start dropping in like a rotation, right? So it's important to know where that rotation is starting and how you're gonna move around the room to stay alive. So Quaking Leap is about to go out right now. There's that Quaking Leap, and then he should hit me with a blade combo right now. There's a blade combo. I popped Avatar. That was all I had right now, and the shield block. So we're good, and this should be the death of the boss, to be honest with you. We shouldn't get too far on this DPS right here. Here's a blade combo. I do have shield block up. I can pop a demo shout, but since I don't have shield block charges anymore, I'm gonna wait. Perfect. Not too bad. And loot is up here, up at the top. I can't believe we actually got this dungeon down. That is actually insane to me. Is this best in slot talent point? Come on, come on, give me the thunderclap, the demo shout. It is not. What do I have right now currently on my shoulders? Oh, it's better. This is the worst talent point you can. This is the worst Azerite trait you can have on a Prot warrior when it comes to Azerite traits. It's very, very nice. Oh, you have a shield and boots that are set together. Oh, nice, man. I'm jealous. Your Prot warrior is 343 now. Got a few lucky Titan Forges. I can tell. I haven't gotten very many Titan Forges, to be completely honest with you. Need shoulders? You can't trade him yet, guy. Can't trade him yet. Alright. Let's repair, because I need to after that dungeon. And let's go do some islands. Now, what I'll do first is to kind of demonstrate the power of a Prot warrior in an island. I'll do a normal. Let's not sell Goblin Glider kits. I've been using those for PvP. Just kind of clear our bags a little bit. Okay. Alright. Let me do a normal island, and I'll show you guys what it is you want to pull and how to pull it, and then how you can just take all of it down. So hopefully I get 2 DPSers. If we get a DPS and a healer, that also works. It allows me to do different types of pulls as well. But if we get 2 DPSers, when you kill the elite mobs, you get the heal. So that really helps out as well. Does it stack? Oh, Sympathize, it does not stack. If you have one trait of that Azerite gear with the Thunderclap Demo Shout, that's it. That one does not stack. You can't do 3 of those. You fully relying on World Quest for gears. Nice. Yeah, no. World Quests are fine. And they scale up to 330, so you should be okay with World Quests.
Do you need protection?
It's not the best, but hey, it's enough. You just broke item level 300, Alex. It is not a race. You still have 2 weeks till the raid comes out, so take your time, man. Take your time. Luckily, you still have gold. You had a BOE ring, shield drop. Oh, nice. I haven't gotten a single BOE to sell, man. I have not. What is the name of this dungeon? That last dungeon, Blackburn, was King's Rest. King's Rest. Your friend just got 345. Oh, this is the dungeon, by the way. I can show you in the journal. This one right here, King's Rest. Oh, your friend is 325. Nice, man. You got this dungeon done casually after 2 hours. The first time you're in King's Rest, it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of things in King's Rest that do a lot of damage that you need to look out for. But the first time you're in there, you don't know what it is you need to look out for. So you need to be very careful. Whoa! This is my code tank, by the way, Glock. He sent me the Dark Moon deck, which is a good trinket. It's going to be better than my big red button, I'll tell you that much. Glocked. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it, man. Alright. buying that gear helped me. And Mythics, yeah, buying gear definitely take you a step further because gear starts at 350, right? So 340 is Mythic. So buying gear is at a Mythic +2 level, or Mythic +3 level rather. Sorry. Love it now. You get to chain pull a lot of these dungeons. Yeah, it definitely is. I run a heroic and I do some big pulls now. Definitely get them done. So let me do a normal dungeon first to show you guys what I'm talking about in terms of these pulls. Time to farm rep. Yeah, I have to farm rep for the Siege of Borealis, man. Until next Tuesday. You want the Ataldazar shield so bad. You have the normal 310. Yeah, you can just spam heroics. That's something you can do. If you spam heroics, you can get a shield from Ataldazar, from Shrine of the Storm, Motherlode, and Tol Dagor. I think those are the 4 dungeons that have a shield. So if you spam heroics, you can get a 325. Can't wait to do islands on your Prot Paladin. AoE the world. Yes. If you are running islands on a Paladin as well, even though I love Redoubt, I highly suggest running Blessed Hammers. It increases your damage by so much. You might as well be a damage dealer. You pop Avenger's Wrath. You pop Seraphim. You throw out hammers everywhere. You consecrate. You're a DPS, man. Might as well be a DPSer. Can't wait to do islands. Yeah, man. I'm back. Did we get any good rips while I was gone? We actually completed that dungeon. Believe it or not, we completed that dungeon. Caesar Borealis is your favorite. It's a good dungeon. I've done it, I think also twice. You can create the Darkmoon trinkets. Nice. You think Soda Poppin was like 347 a few days? Yeah, he also stacked up his chances, right? Soda Poppin ran with a group. Let me tell them. Let's go right to the X. Okay. I'm going to do a big pull. Alright, so I'm going to do a big pulls. I'm letting them know. So I'm going to come over here. So you see these crocodiles? Crocodiles are a lot of physical damage. They're also really easily avoidable, even if they are elite. Now, my group wants to go to this X. But I told them that I want to pull these guys first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these guys and then start running over to X as well. So I told them, guys, I'm going to grab these guys. We're going to run over to X. So let's just go straight there. Do not dismount. Islands do not have like threat loss. So there's no way that you can be like, oh, you know what? I don't have threat anymore. They kind of jumped off of me. This is a completely different island. But these guys look... Oh, no, not those guys. You see how that guy has a gun? That gun will destroy your day. Don't run into those guns. Now, I've never done these forest walkers. But what's important to know is that there's one guy in my party who is way behind me on foot collecting Azurite. So while he does that, I am going to want to stack up this pull. Right? So let's see where my group is. There's my healer. He's right here. Or he's a DPS priest. So now that we got a decent sized group, let's just jump in. I pop Avatar. Now that route is going to suck. So I'm going to throw out a stun so I don't get hit. But you guys see how fast everything died? That's how fast things go down. Right? Especially if you have 2 DPSers. And I do. That is a Redidin and that is a Shadow Priest. So if you need a heal, you pick up the orb, run back in. In terms of like rage generation and how fast I'm doing all these things, that's going to be an Avatar in another 40 seconds. That's already half the cooldown, right? Now, my DPS are going to be mining all of that Azurite. I'm going to keep pulling. I need to do really big pulls, right? We already have 600. We're getting up there. You see all this Azurite on the ground? My group can start collecting it while I get a big pull going. So your tank, if you do play any tanking class, do not dismount. Keep getting your pull big. What you should be aiming for in your pull is 2 to 4 elite mobs depending on how many cooldowns you have. That's what you should be aiming for, right? Right now I have 2, I now have 3 elite mobs in here. Now I'm gonna wait for my group, right? So since I kind of want to avoid a little bit of damage going over to my group, let me try to sidestep these guys a little bit. Where is everybody? Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Let me get a nice shockwave going to make sure that everything kind of sticks to me. Pop Avatar, get that DPS up, and look at this pull. Like, this is a very substantial pull. My Redidin over here is just Divine Storming, making sure everything is going down instantly. And look at my HP. I didn't even falter because of not pulling too many elites. Something else that is very, very, very important. Don't pull the elites that are ranged mobs or that have magic damage. Those are not what you go for. So right now we have the bow over here. I don't want to get close to that. That's just going to be a pain. So I'm going to pick up these guys. This guy does root, but I've seen that the root right now is not a big deal. So I hadn't done this dungeon before. This is a new one, wasn't in the beta. So these treant protectors, also not a big deal. I can pull all these guys. So I'm going to go all the way to this last guy. Oh, actually, this is a rare elite. He has a silver frame. That guy's going to hurt a little bit more than normal. I'm going to avoid him. Those rare elites that have that special frame, they have special abilities that I don't like stacking up. All right, let's go. We did pick him up. Okay, so somebody picked him up. That's fine. Now it's my job to pick up aggro. So let me pop my avatar again. I did rotate a few cooldowns because a few of these guys were a little bit more split up. I wasn't able to pick up aggro on everything as well as I'd like to. So now let me go over here, pick up this guy. Make sure you're popping like your ignore pain and stuff. You see these elites here? They're all going to go down very soon. Each one of these elites is a full heal on me. So it's important to be like, hey, you know what? I need to take these guys down. Look at that. That is a full heal on me and a DPS increase. Here's another full heal on me right there. So yeah, it's do big pulls. Do not dismount. Even if you run a heroic, do big pulls. In a heroic, I normally aim for 4 elite mobs per pull. When I start doing mythic, that's when I start doing 2, maybe 3 elite mobs per pull, because it starts getting a little bit heavier on a mythic dungeon or a mythic island. But look at how far ahead we are on score. There's no reason to not do these pulls. At no point was I ever in danger. At no point was I close to death. When I do these pulls, my DPS should be behind me, not in combat, dismounted, like picking everything up. These are all crocodiles. I love crocodiles. They're all physical damage and they're easily avoidable. So there's 1 elite crocodile behind me. Here's 2 elite crocodiles. I know that my DPS from running this right now, my DPS is killing it. So these are going to be 3 elite crocodiles or maybe 4. I forget how many I pulled. The only thing is these guys over here, where is it? These guys, the ragers, they are going to be a little bit more ranged. So let me go find my group, drag all of this to my group, and then just knock it all down. So where's my group? Oh, they might be over here trying to mine this big stuff, right? All right. Uh-oh. Did they pull this? They did pull this. Okay. So let's go in here. Let's not worry about the pull behind me. The pull behind me will catch up when it catches up, right? So when that big pull that's behind me catches up, I'll run into it. So there it is, right? So let me pop avatar. Let me heroic leap into here and just start knocking this guy down, right? So I don't have too much to worry about as long as I keep my DPS going. The one thing I do have to avoid is that Azurite kind of explosion from this big dude. But in terms of like what I have to worry about from like these small pulls, nothing. I just pop my shield block. When my shield block is down, I pop bolster to be able to block. The important part is that I block all this damage. These crocodiles do a lot of damage physically. It is all blockable. It's a lot of auto attack damage. So now that my bolster's done, shield block, look at this. That pull almost completes the dungeon for us, right? After we mine these 3 really big nodes right here, that might be it. Each one of these is what, like 200 something? Or is it 100 something? 175. Okay, so it won't be enough. But we're almost there. Look at that. We're basically there. Oh, here's a few more nodes for us. These guys are non-aggroable right now. We have to hit them first in order for them to aggro to us. That might be it. Here, if we pull these guys and we just take care of them, we win. So that was a really quick, easy dungeon. It's easier to demonstrate in normal mode, but again, if you are playing a tank in an island, the strength that you bring is the ability to do amazing, big, huge, giant pulls. Look at that. That was such a quick island. So what the strength that you bring is the size of the pulls that you can do. So it's always beneficial to bring a tank because you can do that. If you bring a tank and you do 1 pull at a time, you're wasting your time. You might as well be DPS. So that's the strength that tanks bring. We can try it again on a heroic island right now as well. So let me catch up with you guys and then we'll jump into a heroic one. You love to dodge the firing squad, dude. That firing squad is insane. I've jumped into the firing squad once, never again. That firing squad is too much. I don't like it. That firing squad, that turret that they have that auto locks onto you It does so much damage. It's crazy. Is this on heroic? That was a normal one. You got to do a video on island expedition, how to farm them efficiently. Yes, Sal, I plan on doing that. It also depends. I think my island guides will be aimed at tanks, because if you have one tank in your group, you can do pulls like that, right? As long as you know which ones do physical melee damage, your tank should go over there, mount it up, and round them all up. I think each one of those pulls was safely like 1/6 of the island, right? I think the first pull was a little bit smaller. I didn't know what the tree ants did. That one I was a little bit more reluctant to do, but after that, after I saw them, you know, it got pretty easy. Let me turn off an open mic. Sorry about that. The trash man's here. You guys can hear it. It sounds like it's right outside my window. Yeah, for sure, Sal. No problem. But that's the biggest thing you're going to bring to an island if you run a tank. And I think most of the people that watch my channel are tanks in some way or another, whether you're a main tank or an off tank. Most of the people here on the live stream at least are. So yeah, if you're running islands, which I also suggest you run islands, right? So let me show you guys my Azurite power right now. I'm 15, and the weekly I think gives you like 9,000 Azurite. It's a very substantial amount. Never saw the dungeon before you ran it. Came around a corner, saw him shining fire. Oh man, you ran behind cover, felt awesome. Yeah, that firing squad is dangerous, man. Very dangerous. All right, we got into this heroic island. All right, we should be good now. So I'm gonna let them know I've done this island before. Going to do big pulls. Right. Alright, so I'm just letting my group know every single time I'm doing big pulls. Wait for me to kind of get everything up. Now you see over here we have like murlocs and stuff. That's not what I want. I want these crocodiles over here. So I'm gonna run through everything. I might even just completely ignore this area and just go to a good area. Kind of like farming. When you farm for gold and stuff, you go to the good areas specifically. Here we go. Here's a few crocodiles here. I can pick up all of these here. I don't necessarily want to do the murlocs. I don't know if one of my DPSers ran into the murlocs. Here we have these birds. These birds are easy to do. Here we have some more crocodiles. I hope those murlocs don't pull. They might. These guys got close, but they didn't pull. Perfect. Alright, so this is going to be the first pull here. Just kind of a little bit of a warm-up, see where my DPS is at. Alright, so first things first, let me pick up aggro on everything, pop my avatar, just start doing a ton of damage for a tank. Now you guys can see that in heroic, this does hurt a little bit more. I'm getting down to half HP. So when we start getting to mythics, these types of pulls are better done with the healer, but you can do them if you rotate all your cooldowns, right? So that guy just went down. This is going to be my full healer right here. I'm back in it, right? No big deal. I'm back in the game. So now we have this guy. I don't think I can mine that. I was going to try to be cheeky and mine that as well. Okay, so you see these murlocs? I don't want to be pulling them. These murlocs do a ranged attack. So that was good that I avoided them. I definitely don't want to run into any more of them. Somebody did pull them, but, you know, no big deal. Just deal with the threat that we get here. Needles. Get out of here, guy. Get out of here. So yeah, I definitely don't want to pull any more of these guys. That hurts. Not only does that hurt, that is just a waste of DPS right now, to be honest. We could be DPSing 10 mobs at the same time. We're DPSing only one right now because I can't mount up. It's going to be very hard for me to do a big AoE pull without a mount. So perfect. Here we go. Let me mount up. That guy doesn't have a heal orb either. That kind of sucks. Alright, so let me go this way. I want to avoid those guys again. Where do we have more? Oh, there it is. More crocodiles. Love me some crocodiles, man. If you guys are also running dungeons and you see the crabs, avoid them at all costs. The crabs do a cast called Bubble Beam, Bubble Stream, something like that. That is all magic damage, and it chases you. As soon as they start channeling on you, it doesn't go off of you. It chases you no matter how far you go away from them. It's a nightmare, and it hits ridiculously hard. Okay. So now here it is. We're going to get rounding up here. Let me pop avatar. Let me start running in. Let's get some damage in. Let's pick up the threat here. Alright, so now one thing that is important to note as well, I do aim these guys away from my group and also sidestep any of this kind of like dirt on the ground, because that's going to be their frontal cleave that hurts a lot. Like if I didn't avoid that, I would go down for sure. So let me avoid that. Now, I am getting a little bit low on health, but I'm not that worried on it because, yeah, we just got a full heal. One of the guys was really low on HP, so I knew a full heal was coming soon. So again, even though we're running heroic, look at how healthy of a lead we have on the opposing team. Because, again, these big pulls. These big pulls. Okay, so now let me run over here. I see some crabs here. I want to avoid any kind of crabs if we do get to that point. If there are... Yeah, here are some crabs. Avoid them. Don't pull crabs ever. They are a bad idea. There's a lot of other things you could pull, like these goats, that are probably going to be a better idea. Although I've never pulled a goat, so we'll see how bad this is. Although they're not elites, so I can't imagine them to be too bad. We'll run into this pack right here of these murlocs. So even though these murlocs are kind of a little bit of ranged, the rest of the goats shouldn't be, so I should be able to stack everything together. Now I'm going to pop shield wall because I did pull a lot of goats, and even though they're non-elites, they probably will hurt. There's a full heal. We're going to start getting our full heals, so we're good now. Perfect. But you see, this is the strength that a tank brings, and if you don't exploit this, you're going to lose. Let me mount up, Blizzard. Don't keep me in combat. Isn't weekly for minus 2.5k? Oh, it's 2.5? That's not as high as I thought, but it's not bad either. Oh, these guys are on us. When did we pull these Nashers? Oh, they were buried in the underground. Makes sense. Alright, we just gotta take care of these guys and then we can mount up and keep it going. Never saw the dungeon. Yeah, almost 19 on the neck. Do I do anything else after work? No. No, you do not. Wow, 19 on the neck? You're doing all the world quests, man. Do I think having war mode on after 120 is worth it if you're not the biggest PvPer in the world? Nerds, no. Honestly, I have done a lot of war mode lately, and the biggest thing I can tell you is that there's a lot of people that have war mode on that don't want to PvP, and they get really annoyed when you PvP. To me, it's the same thing as saying, hey, you know what, nerds? They added mineable nodes inside of Warsong Gulch. You'll probably tell me, I don't want to go into a Warsong Gulch to mine nodes. I don't want a PvP to farm. So honestly, do I think it's worth it? Not if you're not a PvPer. Like if you're not a PvPer, if you don't like PvPing, then don't PvP. That's it. Like I've seen a lot of people turn on PvP and start doing these war mode things. But it's like, if this was in a battleground, I don't think you'd do it. So I think that's the way you should look at it. It's like war mode is basically, I'm farming inside of a battleground. Is it worth it for me? Would you ever queue up to an Arathi Basin because it has nodes in it? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, I got taken down. Lightning Blast. That went out quick. That was 70,000 damage. Okay. I had never pulled those Warlocks. There was nothing else to pull in that area. Let's go to a different part of the island. We do still have a lead. However, at this point, since when it gets close like this, what you want to do is force a fight. So I know where Alliance is. Let's go get them. So let's go get Alliance, force our lead, and then push the end of the dungeon. No one likes getting crabs. I hope not, man. They suck, and they hurt, and they never let go. You personally don't mind having a few extra days of world quests on top of reps for PvPers. Some of those can be extremely long. Yeah, like I mean, I don't mind PvPing. I PvP as arms, so I really don't mind it. I used to PvP a lot, so I'm used to it. That being said, again, there's some people who just are never going to be PvPers, and that's okay. That just means that war mode is not for you. The extra 10% is not a risk-reward situation. The extra 10% is to incentivize PvPers because, yeah, it's just there's extra danger there. You're going to get griefed. It's going to happen. Not everybody has to deal with that or should deal with that or wants to deal with that, and that's okay. Crom, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. See you later, man. Nice. So that's going to for sure cement our victory here, right? We're now at 8k. They're at 5.6. Let me try to run around these ruins. See if I can find something besides Murlocs. All these new islands, I don't know them all. They weren't all in the beta. In the beta, there was about 3 to 4 islands at the end of the beta. So there definitely wasn't as many as there are now. A lot of these were not in there. Oh, we don't have Battle Shout. Not even from... I thought the other warrior would do it. Alright. So I do have one elite out here. Here he is. Let me... Oh, there it is. They did enough mining in that area. We got it. What professions for a tank, engineer, or alchemy? If you do raid progression, alchemy is going to be good for you for the longer flasks. Engineering is also good at this point in the expansion for the gear that you can get via engineering. So that's also something else to note, that engineering does have a use, especially early on in any expansion. Getting crabs is bad for your health. Yes. Pulling crabs isn't a good idea. Generally, you want to get shampoo for them. Oh, man. Warn about Murlocs. They do about 70k damage. Yeah, I hadn't pulled a Murloc before. Every single one, even the Pokemon. That exalted gear from rep will be big for downing bosses on week 1. Yes, if you have the patience to do every single world quest right now, then yeah, you should do it because it's a lot. The reward is big. The reward for the weekly, 2,500. Yeah, so I started at level 15. Honestly, by the time we're done with islands, I like running the normal ones because, again, you guys saw me in the normal island. I was able to cheese it by doing the biggest pulls ever. So it's a really good time investment for me. If I run with the pre-made group, I'll do the heroics, and then every now and then I find it fun to do the mythic ones, although those can prove to be pretty difficult. Can't wait to get back to dungeon spamming for AP. Oh, you're doing dungeon spams? You're not even doing all the world quests? Man, dungeon spam for AP. Also, if you're tanking, right now dungeon spamming is a decent source of a little bit of money if you're not going to use the runes, right? Every time you run a random dungeon right now, you get a rune. So if you want to tank and get passive money while doing it, just tank random heroics, get these, and sell the runes as quickly as you can before other people just get their stockpiles up as well. So that's another way of making passive income if you're also just wanting to do content, gear yourself. Let's equip this. Glocked, thank you for the trinket, man. I appreciate it. We're gonna get rid of our big red button. We might jump up to 339. 339. We've almost made it. Gotta save my set. Almost to 340. I'm almost a mythic tank. I'm almost there. You hate doing world quests? Really? Alright, I'm gonna let them know we're gonna do big pulls. Alright, so this island has a lot of crocodiles. I remember this island. So I'm gonna go left. This is like these serpent guys. They're also not a big deal. They do a little bit of magic damage, but not a crazy amount. But I remember along the coast of this island, there was a lot of crocodiles. So hopefully they didn't change it. Let's do this. You hear their call to arms are also dropping augment runes. Oh, nice. Alright, so I'm going to do the big pulls. So hopefully these guys just start like mining the nodes on the ground when I'm doing these big pulls. So I'll clear up this node right here. They can start farming it. You see those like vultures and trolls in there? When you have like troll mobs, those normally hit really hard too. So don't pull trolls. The vulture itself wouldn't have been too bad. But look, I'm clearing all of this area with Azurite gear. So my group can just start mining all these nodes, right? You see all these things? There's that guy following behind me, just mining everything. That is perfect. So I'm just opening up this whole area. Here's my first elite I'm going to pick up. And now I'll be a little bit more careful since I have 2 elites following me at this point. And do we have crocodiles over here? We do not. But we have just regular vultures. Since this is a normal pull, we can make it a little bit more substantial like this. Where's my group? It always looks really weird when you have like such a big pull behind you. Where's my group though? Are we good? Is this one of them? This is not one of them. Wait, there's something DPSing these guys already. They're going down. Alright, so I got one guy over here. Oh. He ran into the vulture troll combo that I mentioned earlier. Alright. So let me pick these guys up for him, and then the rest of the group that gets here, it'll get here when it gets here, right? So I can just run in there Thunderclap right now, pick him up. That avatar Thunderclap should be a decent amount of threat. Not the most, not everything you need, but it'll definitely be a decent amount. Oh hey, the druid in here is also a bear, so not only do we have me tanking, we have another tank. So we need to make our pulls as big as possible, because that means that if I die during the pull, the guardian druid can pick up. So that's good. Oh, that troll pull came with these guys for the nettles. These guys are disgusting, man. They do so much magic damage with these needles. No, interrupt. Oh, I don't have my interrupt up anymore. I used it. I don't like these guys. Alright, we got a lot of healing, a lot of damage buffs here. They're going to pick them up. This Hydra, also a really easy pick off. If you're doing islands as a tank, another easy pickup. They do a frontal cone ability that's magic, but it lands on the ground. Look, you can dodge it. Oh, he didn't finish casting it. It's dodgeable, right? It's one of those things that it's projected on the ground. You can avoid it. I don't want to pull these trolls. Those guys are all casters. Elite caster, that thing. You just avoid that. Yeah, those like elite casters, because they're trolls or whatever. They're humanoid. I don't mess with that. They hurt. There's plenty of other trash in this island to do. Alright, so I'm going to pick up a lot of these guys. There's this big dude over here. We can go pull him too, along with the pull that I have right now. The pull that I have right now is Hydras. Yeah, the guy let me know there's a boss over here. Yeah, I'm going to go do that pull. So there's also this guy. This guy is rare. But since we do have a guardian, I am going to be a little bit careless here. Let's pull. So the only thing I need to watch out for is these Azurite guys are going to do that Azurite barrage. I waited till both of them were casting to interrupt, throw my stun out, right? And then we were good. Let me get this aggro over here. So this really big pull is going to be what keeps us in the game right now. Like, we're only winning by a little bit, right? You guys see that? We're not winning by a whole lot. In order for us to reclaim our lead, we need to do this pull. We need to do a big pull like this. Not only does this have a lot of bosses, this also has the 3 really big nodes right next to me. Now, I did pop a victory rush right here, so there it is. And that victory rush mostly comes from running unstoppable force and the non-elites. Like, it's easy to get one killing blow by just spamming that thunderclap with avatar up. There it is. There's our lead, right? Now we start mining these nodes, and our lead goes up even a more substantial amount. Now, I don't want to really pull these guys. These guys are the ones that pop that barrage. But we have a ton of crocodiles here. And I love me some crocodiles. Look at all these crocodiles. This is going to be a nice pull here. And, by the way, by running anger management, my avatar is off of cooldown already. One pull, I'm ready to go again. Alright. I saw my team pulled something back there, and I do have the alliance on me right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tag these guys, right? Since the alliance is on me, I want to tag these mobs so that if the alliance jumps us, their passive cleaving is going to be helping us, right? They're going to be doing passive cleave trying to take us down. That's going to help me take down all this trash. Let me actually get on this guy. He's a caster. Alright, here we go. Not the biggest pull. Unfortunately, Alliance made me dismount so that I could tag these guys because I was just mounted up. I hadn't tagged them at all. So now that I did tag them, we're good. Take down this pull. We can actually go over to where Alliance was and take them down, but we also have a pull over here with these guys. You don't like melee DPS, or you stay tank spec? Yeah, I prefer questing and doing things, most things, not PvP, as a tank. But like trying to PvP as a Prot warrior right now is an uphill struggle, man. It's just, you slowly see yourself lose. That's really what happens with Prot right now in war mode. I have tried to make it work, and the best way to try to make it work is to heavily rely on your shield slam damage. So you go punish, heavy repercussions, and sword and board. Those are the 3 things that are going to be helping you. You also go not anger management, booming voice. You want that demoralizing shout to also help you. A lot of little things, but unfortunately, you just slowly die, man. Slowly die. Alright, so Alliance was over here. They might still very well be over here. We're going to go find out, and if they're not here, we can do a big pull. And we should have about one more pull. We have a very healthy lead. We have a lead of 1,600 Azerite. Yeah, Alliance pulled all this and killed it all. They didn't pull the inside stuff, which is a lot of the Alliance, a lot of the humanoid mobs. And humanoid mobs are a pain. So I found some more crocodiles. Yeah, those are the humanoid guys. These are humanoid too, but if I just have this pull right here, this isn't too bad. Where's my group? You can just kind of keep dodging, going around in circles, find your group, and then... Oh, they're pulling all this stuff. Okay, we'll stack up with our group. Can I pull this guy? I can if I try to loot this, right? I'm going to cleave him. Oh, wait, Alliance is here. Let me cleave this. Let me pull that to tap it, and then we'll jump on Alliance as well. So, Alliance on a normal mode probably won't be able to take me out completely, to be honest with you. I have my group with me. I'm going to drop a Fear Bomb, kind of get things off of me. And here's their healer. Nice. We just had to kill a few of the Alliance, and that was it. That put us over the edge. Brewmaster PvP is a crowd control nightmare. I can't imagine Brewmaster PvP being fun. I feel like you get frustrated because you're slowly dying to your stagger. And it's like, can I please stop this? Oh, by the way, guys, once you do all of your islands this week, if you did all of your islands last week, go over to your research and start your new research. So let me show you guys. Now that I did 3 new islands and I did the 3 old islands before, and I got this achievement. No, not this one. Oh, I guess it was just, you know, doing all the islands. Okay. Go over here. Now I can do this. This required me to do 5 unique islands. Shrines. I'd rather get... I don't really use the shrines. Let's go with this one. Let's go with the doubloon. At least 5 war champions. Oh, I need to keep doing more of the war campaign. Shame warrior isn't as fun. Yeah, unfortunately. Like, to run a warrior for war mode PvP, you run punish, you run heavy repercussions, and then you probably run Stormbolt, to be honest with you. Unstoppable Force is a big DPS increase, but Dragon Roar is your only snare, so this choice isn't fun to make. And then for PvP, you run Sword and Board, increases your critical strike chance. Warpath is a good non-DR stun for catching up to people. Shield Bash is a good DPS increase. Whether you want to run Shield Bash, you can also run Dragon Charge. Maybe Oppressor if you're out there with a group. But if you're out there with a group, you're probably going to be running Disarm as well. Maybe even Bodyguard. But yeah, if you're running solo war mode, Prot is not the way to go. Prot has a little bit more to offer when you run with a group. And even then, when you run with the group, Prot is not that great. We can go arms and do a little bit of world PvP as well, if you guys want to see that. Would you guys be interested in seeing some war mode world PvP as arms? I have been doing that a lot lately. Doing some PvP. Now, we want to get our islands done, doing those big pulls. We're halfway there. But after that, would you guys want to see some war mode arms? I haven't touched Fury at all since the whole like remake that they made in BfA, so I have no idea about Fury. But I've been playing arms. Prop PvP? We can try prop PvP. It's honestly, prop PvP would be better with the group, and even then, it's the best way to prop PvP. You'd be like a meat shield. Why Mortal Strike is good on PvP? Mortal Strike is amazing for PvP because it stops your healers. The healing debuff from it. MS debuff is very important when we talk about PvP. Get that tank ready. You're almost there. Hit the 340. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Getting our islands. If we level up our neck enough, we might hit 340 today. I might become a real mythic tank today. Let me let them know. Doing big pulls. Prot PvP or bust. Ouch. Blink. Oh man. All right, we've got the spiders are also not a bad pull. If you're doing tanking islands, the spiders are not a bad pull as well. So we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna pull these guys. I'm gonna pull this spider. Hopefully I can find some more spiders. Yes, there's a lot of spiders. One thing you have to watch out for with spiders, since they do snare you, they can snare you into some of the big damage that they do. So what you want to do is, like, let's say you have a Prot warrior, save your avatar. Save your avatar for that snare when you need to get out of that snare, right? So like right now, I don't need to get out of the snare. I wish I could do a little bit more DPS, help out my group a little bit more, but I'm gonna save the avatar. So there was my avatar right there. I got rid of that snare, and now I should be okay when it comes to taking care of these guys. There's also a lot of Azurite on the ground over here, so when it comes to that, we can just knock out all this Azurite as well, get a full heal, get our DPS increase. We also have like some Azurite here, so let me head this way and pull some more spiders. Right, we have spiders here. We have, those guys are normally ranged. They'll do things. Oh nice, we've got these guys. We've got the Ents here. Let's go pull these Ents and these druids. Now this guy is the boss, the like rare elite Ent, but we could pull him anyway. It's a normal island. We should be geared enough to be able to do this kind of stuff. Is this Alliance? No. I saw him swing, and I was like, is that Alliance here? And we have a crocodile. Crocodiles are so easy. You can add them to any pool. Crocodiles are a good balanced part of any diet. Alright, so I'm going to throw my stun out just to be able to pick up a little bit better threat, just so that they don't bounce around, because I don't have Avatar right now, so picking up AoE threat might be a little bit of a challenge. That being said, I don't expect anyone to die from getting hit once or twice by any of this stuff. Here we go. Uh-oh. Let me pop my Avatar now, get rid of this snare. I forgot we had a spider in here as well. Let me pop my Victory Rush, pop some Ignore Pain, stay alive. You just want to avoid all the stuff on the ground. That is the biggest thing when you do these big pulls, right? Now, we did have one death, but it's not too bad considering how big the pulls are. Oh, both of the people died. Uh-oh. Alright, let's pop our Victory Rush again. We can stay alive here. No big deal here. Alright, I can pop another Victory Rush. Nice. And that's almost the end of the pull. Now, I do have these full heals and buffs next to me. I have 3 of them. I don't want to pop them yet, since they do give a DPS increase. I want to wait for everybody else to get here. But I think what happened was just a lot of this passive AoE cleaving that's on the ground. I think they just got hit by one too many of these. Let's pop another Victory Rush. I did manage to get another one. So now that one of my DPS is here, 2 of them are here, now we can start picking up that Azurite bubble on the ground and giving them the DPS increase. They need it. They're the ones doing the big deeps for me here. Underdog, you only PvP as Prot? Man, you really are an underdog. I've tried it, man. I've tried it so much. It's a downhill battle. Do I miss Gladstance as much as you do? I didn't play when Gladstance was at its prime, to be completely honest with you. That's when I was taking a more substantial break from WoW. I would come back to WoW and play a little bit of like heroic dungeons, but in terms of like PvPing and trying to PvP as Prot, the last time I did any serious PvP as Prot was in Wrath of the Lich King, when you went full block value and full armor penetration. I had that build. I had a full armor penetration build. That water looks amazing. A lot of crocodiles here. Just pulling all the crocodiles. Where's my one elite? I have one elite here. I think it's the bird that that disoriented me. I'm gonna throw my snare out, my stun out, just so I can make sure that everything's on me. I have my shield block up. That should be enough for the time being to stay alive with this pull. None of this pull is like crazy. We do have that one range, but it's non-elite range, so I'm not too worried about it. There it is. A little bit of a disorient, but we're good. We're good. Now I do have like a a tree that I pulled as well. He's way up top. One day he'll come down here. Look at that. He's just taking his time. What we can do is mine in the meantime. It was amazing. Sad you didn't get the chance. Yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things about Gladstance, and there's a lot of people that are like, that's what we need. Prot warriors need glad stance right now. That's the one thing that's missing. And I agree that like Prot warriors are missing something, right? Ravager is not a good talent choice. Ravager is bad. They should replace Ravager with something. If they replace Ravager with glad stance, that could be something viable. Because I've read up on glad stance and I've seen other people when it was in its heyday do a lot of glad stance stuff, and it feels like this DPS tier, I mean this tier, the bottom tier, could use a DPS talent, and I feel like that's what Ravager was trying to be. Ravager was trying to be a little bit more DPS oriented. It just falls really short. Alright, let's do another big pull here. We do have that, oh, nice. We have this guy over here. Cool. Let's go over here. Let's pull this guy. So I do have this explosion. I do want to sidestep that and avoid that as much as possible. Let me pick everybody up, do a little bit of thunderclapping. I do have Avatar still, so it's important to note that your threat is going to be when Avatar is still up. So if you want to keep your team alive, you are thunderclapping when Avatar is up. That snare really hurt, really hurt. Let's get a victory rush going. There's another victory rush I have. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Now I have the big guy. I have these two elites that are left, and that's it. Now at this point, we should be all set. So I'm gonna pop a demo shout, keep rotating my cooldowns. We haven't gotten an Azurite orb yet, but we're not too far from one. We're about halfway to DPS into one of these guys for an Azurite orb. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna kite. Not much left for me to do with 19 HP, but kite. This guy right here, I can get him down. So important to note, like, what you can get down, how you can get it down. Can you actually do it? Oh, I might go down. I might go down to this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Wrath, spell reflect. Alright, we're just kiting for our group right now. I'm gonna go down to this, for sure. This is it. This is where I die. Oh no. Oh no. Too big of a pull. They should be able to handle it. I think once they take down the big guy. The big guy was really, really close. Once he goes down, we're gonna get a full heal. We'll be all set. Alliance is closing in on us. That's not good. It was amazing, sad, 100% agreed. Yeah, I feel like Ravager needs to go away and be replaced by something. As for, oh, here's Alliance. Alliance in normal mode is not too bad in terms of like PvPing on a normal island. So I should be able to handle it reasonably well here. Did I get joined by my, no. I thought the rogue joined me. The answer is no. So let me pop a demo shout as well, increase my damage done. There it is. Alliance is down 1. Let me get a victory rush going here. And now I can kill this other guy. I see all of the Alliance nodes are on me. Did I cleave another one to death? This is going to put us ahead, like, by a lot. In normal mode, you shouldn't be afraid of this encounter. So I think the Paladin in our group managed to finish the rest of that pull with a big guy. So what we can do here, pick up these crocodiles. Again, crocodiles are a very fun time. Oh, there's that big guy. Yeah, he's low. He's low. So we can pull the crocodiles over to him. Let's do that. Fury has good self-healing with the right talent setup, but it's extra spammy. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's spammy, which is actually kind of neat because right now, in order for any other spec in the game to be spammy, they need like so much haste, an incredible amount of haste. So I've heard that Fury is very spammy, which is really cool because that makes it really unique. Like, they're not bothered by the fact that you have really low haste. That's pretty neat. So I do want to try Fury. But that being said, I also need another weapon. I only have one 330 DPS weapon. I don't have any other weapons. I think the closest I had before the 330 was like a 295 or something from a world quest. So maybe once I get a second weapon, I'll try Fury. For now, I just don't have it. I think we finished this island by mining this. 125, right? Not going to be enough. We need one more kill. If I pull this guy and I do this and I mine while he's stunned. Ah, Alright, if we mine that, we win. Here it is. Here's the win. Is it good to spam islands even though if we complete the weekly? To be honest, not really. If you complete the weekly, that's it. Like, spamming islands beyond the weekly is just because you really like doing them, you enjoy them. But if you're spamming islands to try to get a lot of AP reward, it's not worth it after you're done with the weekly. If you're spamming islands after this, it's because you like them. Let's do another heroic. It gets us there faster. 3 doubloons, 4 doubloons. We even got an achievement out of that. Nice. How many doubloons do I have? I have a total of 16. Not bad. I haven't actually used any of those items in BfA. I've used them in the beta, but since it went live, it's more for PvP. More for PvP islands, really. But yes, island spams, you know, once you're done with your weekly, it's the return on investment is not worth your time. You'd be better off doing like a bunch of world quests than doing this, because at the end of the island, you get one of these, right? Now, you get one of these from doing most world quests have a reward or one of these things, right? Like, it's either going to give you reward sources, but something like this, another small cluster. You know, this gives me gear, but if I'm getting Azurite power from a world quest, it's going to be a small cluster, which is all that you get from an island. The big reward comes from that weekly. And in yesterday's Q&A, actually, Ian said, we're okay with islands. We're okay with you doing only enough islands to do your weekly and then stopping right there. We're okay with having an end. Like, that's what you do. Once you hit that, you're good. You stop. So that's how islands are working, even in a developer standpoint. Even they know that it's not beneficial, and they're okay with it. They're like, that's what we want. We want you to have the end reward. Kind of like back in the day, you had Valor and Justice points. You had that end reward at the week. It was like, I can only get up to these many in a week. I'll do it spread out throughout the days, or I'll spam them all in one day. And then anything additional to that, you know, you had chances of getting gear or whatever. Oh no, somebody declined the invite. Come on, let's do a heroic island. I wonder how much this new trinket's actually healing. I'm gonna look at the healing meters this time. Let me do my meter on total. Total healing, I did 843,000, mostly through Victory Rush though. Okay, let me clear my meters. A lot. Oh, let me let them know. Big trash pulls, so don't hit until I dismount. I like all this crocodile already. Crocodiles and hydras, perfect. So I'm just gonna grab all these crocodiles, all these hydras, see what else is over here. It is heroic, so I want about 4 to 5 elites. That's the sweet spot. 4 to 5 elites. We should be able to get them down within that time frame of pulling those many. So let's go these guys. Let's pick this guy up. Hydras. I need to watch it with this guy. Come on, just there it is. Now this is a rare elite Hydra, as opposed to this one is just a regular gold Hydra. So I want to avoid this guy for now, since it is a heroic island. I'm just gonna get a lot of normal elites. Here's this one as well. So we are gonna have a lot of dodging to do for the group, and it's gonna be cast on the ground. So I want actual flat ground. I don't want to be on the water. If I'm on the water, it's gonna be hard for me to see where those hydras are casting. So I want to be here. Now that I'm here, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna pop Avatar right now. Avatar, let's do it. Let's do it. There's my Thunderclap, picking things up. Thunderclap, picking things up. I'm gonna pop my shield wall, just because I am getting snared. I may like passively get cleaved by one. Let me pop that. I definitely want to move out of that. That's the crocodile casting on the ground there. That dirt being kicked up, that was the crocodile. All right, I can throw out a stun as well. Perfect. Look at all of that. All of that got destroyed. So now we only have the elites. The elites are gonna go down relatively quickly. There's a lot of dodging that my group needs to do, but in terms of damage and how much I'm taking, I will be okay at this point. All of the trash is dead. It's just the little guys now. There it is. We popped one guy and we popped 2 guys. Let's get our damage buff going at this point. Oh, we got a taunt from the from the pet here. That's fine. Alright, if we pick up that one, we can... There it is. Perfect, perfect. So that was a total of 1,300 Azurite. Not a bad amount. Not amazing, but definitely that was a... Oh man, that might have been like 1/5 of the island, to be honest. Alright, so let's pick up this rare Hydra here. We'll run into this guy. He's a bit of a caster as well. There's not much here in terms of things I really want to pick up. This is going to be one of those islands. Oh, there's globs on the floor. Perfect. These guys, droplets. Nice. I saw a water elemental over to my left. I don't want that. There's this guy. This guy's fine. Alright. Now, let me go back to where this Hydra is, and we can just nuke it from there, right? So let's jump into this Hydra. Oh no! I ran right into that. I hate that Hydra Frost. It's so hard to see. Oh man, that was all my fault. Tank is a scrub. There is a lot of the big Azurite rewards now. The guy let us know, so we can actually go back to that. Is that where I died? Is that my skull? How to get the mounts from islands? Is it only from mythics? I haven't seen the mounts drop. I have seen the pets drop, and the pets have dropped from heroic islands for me. I think one of them also dropped from a mythic island for me. So as far as like, are they only heroic or mythic rewards? I don't know, but I've only seen them drop from heroic or mythics, to be fair. Alright. Where is my group? Over here? So I can grab this Hydra and take it over there. So let me just grab this Hydra. Again, this guy does that like frost. It's so hard to see that one. I remember grabbing a Hydra that had that as well on another island that had snow on the ground. It just always seemed hard to do. Alright, let me do this pull here. I'm just going to grab these guys. And then there's the Hydra. So he does do like that frost attack. But he also does a frontal frost attack. So let me throw out my stun while I'm being rooted. Definitely want to be able to get out if he does cast it. So here we go. Pop a few cooldowns. Frost bomb. That's going to be the one that you just avoid. Just don't stand in this. And then he is going to do that frontal cleave. That's going to, you know, look a little bit different. So we do have a taunt off. So while that guy is tanking, that's fine. I can just mine this. I want him to cast that frontal frost attack again, just to show you guys. And it doesn't seem like he's going to. He's just casting bomb. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's casting it. Okay. Might have been just something he doesn't cast too often, or might have actually been from the other guy that wouldn't pull this pack. Alright, there it is, and we're going to be able to get a full heal out of him. So now let's go back to the big boss. Let's ping my group, let them know that we've got the big boss over here. This guy is worth a lot, and then he's also surrounded by the Azurite pieces. And what's up, Christian? How you doing, man? Hey, Christian, you never answered my question the other day. You gonna carry me in 2s, man? Or no, 2s don't exist anymore. You're gonna carry me in 3s? Right? Let me get a stun going here. Azurite barrage. Let me interrupt that one. So hopefully the rest of the group shows up here. We do have Azurite barrage going out on me, so I want to survive it. I popped spell reflect to survive it, and now we just got to take care of the big guy, right? So what I can do actually for my group is pull this guy slowly away, and now my group can safely mine these nodes. So we do have that AoE on the ground that you can't see in the water, which sucks. That's what's been hitting me. So we do have that AoE on the ground, but after that, like they can just mine these nodes. That's AoE on the ground, so you can't see it in the water. Still some bugs. Alright, there's this cast. Azurite Effusion, that's a little bit of a ranged hit on me. Is my group mining? They are mining. Perfect. Ah, still got me. Whoa. I got hit by one too many of those AoE cleaves, which can't see in water. I'm Horde. Oh, you went back to Alliance? I thought you went Horde as well. When you ran KFC, weren't you Horde? Yeah, what's up, Christian? Christian, weren't you Horde when you ran KFC? I could have sworn you were. I thought you were a Belf. Alright, so let me do this mining while that guy gets taken out. So there it is. We don't have a big substantial gain in front of the people, in front of the Alliance team. So that's going to kind of hinder us a little bit. But once PvP kind of turns on and we can see where the other group is, then we can run into them pretty easily and take them out. That was in Mop. You were... Oh, okay. Got it. I could have sworn you had a Belf Hunter or a Belf Demon Hunter as well. Okay. So let's just keep mining this. We don't want to leave any of this on the ground. And then we can keep pulling. Now, as far as where Alliance are, I want to find them so that we can, like, knock them out. Let's pull this big guy. Seems like everyone wants to pull this guy. We're all waiting here. But I definitely want to knock out Alliance just to secure our victory here. Last season, you were both Alliance and Horde. Oh, okay. You were Demon Hunter on both? You ran Demon Hunter twice? Work is over. Time to kill the grind. For sure, Shimagegi. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll see you here on next week, on Wednesday. We're going to be doing all of the Mythics all over again. Hopefully, I get to 340 today by upgrading my Heart of Azeroth after these islands. I really want to be a Mythic tank. I just want to get there. I want this to turn purple. That's it. The only blue I have left to replace is my boots here. These wolves are not the best to do like huge AoE pulls, but you can. You have to watch out for them because they do a bleed. Alright, so I saw that these guys don't have like the gun, so that's why I decided to run into them. If there would have been the automatic gun here, I would not have ran into these guys. That being said, since they don't have that gun, I can run into them and pull these guys. I should be able to handle this while my DPS just does a bunch of damage. Can we see the Alliance now? I think so. It said something about being able to see the Azerite. Nope, not yet. There's something behind us. That's... Oh, see that? That turret right there? I don't want to have anything to do with that turret. Alright, this guy. We'll just do a little bit of kiting for this guy. And then we can do this big pull over here. We have a crocodile. Does this have a turret? This does not have a turret. Mechanical hound. Yeah, no. No turret. As long as it doesn't have a turret, we'll be okay. And Christian, if you message me in like an hour, I'll be able to help you out with your question. Yours didn't go purple till 347. Oh man, I thought it was just purple once you hit that 340 mark. I wanted it to be purple. That sucks. All right, let's interrupt that guy. There it is. I got one victory rush proc here. That's good. All right, team is here. Team is here. Not quite sure where they went. The team was gone for a little bit. Team is here now. Let's get our victory rush. I can get that guy. No, I didn't. I missed the killing blow. You need to punch Gahoon until it turns purple. That last fight. Oh man. So I did the Gahoon fight once during testing. It was only available once, or it might have been available twice actually. I did it once during testing, and that last fight in Old Deer is insane. You have to have, even in normal mode, you have to have two separate groups. There's an up group and a down group. That normally is the case for Heroic or Mythic. That was the case this time for even normal. Like, you have to have a split group in order to take out Gahoon. Alright, let's do this. There's their healer in the back. Let's run over to their healer. Do some good old deeps. I'm going to interrupt the Holy here just so that he doesn't heal. I have my stun as another interrupt. And I have a fear bomb. So let me get into a full fear. And then we can charge back in. And my interrupt should be up pretty quickly after that. Okay, my interrupt is up. Let's interrupt that smite. Perfect. We just chain interrupted this healer for quite a bit. Simulated PvP. We got this. Now this... There it is. There it is. You still have my phone number? Same? Yeah, it's still the same one, Christian. You should still have it. It doesn't turn purple. You're 343. Man, I wanted it to be purple. We're almost there. Let's do a normal. If we punch through a normal really quick, we get that, and then I can be 340, right? Either that, or what's my reputation with champions? Ooh, that's quite a bit left to go. I haven't been rep grinding as much as I probably should, to be completely honest with you guys. But yeah, that Champions of Azeroth. Every time you get that up, you get like 15 item levels on your neck or something like that. So if you want to grind out rep, grind out Honorbound and grind out Champions of Azeroth. Would I stick to Prot Warrior if I were you? You're doing Mythic Plus mostly, and a bit of raiding when it comes out. Currently, you've been into Blood DK for Mythic Plus purposes. Prot Warrior feels like a proper tank when they fix this a bit. Turbso, if you really like Prot Warriors, here's what I'll tell you I'm expecting. Now, I don't know anybody at Blizzard. I don't know if this is going to be the case. But in the beta, they first nerfed Ignore Pain. And then they nerfed it again. And then they got rid of it. And then they gave us a replacement for it. And then they brought it back. And then they buffed it a little bit. So Blizzard doesn't want Ignore Pain to be part of a Prot Warrior. They keep nerfing it, removing it, trying to replace it. They try to find another fix for it. Nothing really works. They ended up just giving it back, just being like, fine, here, just take your Ignore Pain. So if you really like a Prot Warrior, I feel like Old Deer is going to be our worst raid tier. And after Old Deer, we're going to get a Prot Warrior rework. So I feel like during Old Deer, they're going to be looking at all of the data. And they're going to be like, this is what we can do to Prot Warriors to balance them out. So I feel like after Old Deer, we'll be in a better position. That being said, that's still about 4 months or so of you playing with the current Prot Warrior. So if you are not okay with the current Prot Warrior, then you might want to consider keeping your DK. If you're okay with the current Prot Warrior and you're okay with whatever changes they do bring, then you can stick with the Prot Warrior. But I am very convinced that they're going to do a rework, because they kept trying to get rid of Ignore Pain. They kept nerfing it, changing it, replacing it, doing all sorts of things. And it just seems like they're not happy with Ignore Pain. They're not happy with it. They want to do something different. As far as what that something different is, they don't even know yet. So I think they want like the data to come in. I told these guys I was doing big pulls and to not DPS, but they DPS immediately. That being said, the rogue still survived, so I guess there's that. This is a normal island though, so it's not too much pressure to perform at like the highest caliber and to be the most efficient every single pull. So let me keep pulling some of these crocodiles. We do have a few over here. I have the big guy on me too, but if you don't have little guys there, and if your DPS isn't there with you, like my DPS isn't here with me right now, it's much better to just keep this going. Just passively cleave this big guy, right? So there's one of my DPSers coming here. The other DPSer, still not sure where it is, man. You're ready for 8.1 Dark Iron Dwarves? Max, are you going to swap your main over to a Dark Iron Dwarf? I mean, I would suggest you do, because I really do think that they are very powerful. That much, like the amount of main stat that they give, and the fact that your Shield of the Righteousness, the fact that your heal, the fact that everything scales according to your main stat, I think people are underestimating how much of a difference that's going to make once it all adds up. Once it adds up to like, you know, 3% more mitigation if you get rid of like 2 or 3 stacks in the Underrot, maybe like 3% more healing, so a little bit of percent here, a little bit of percent there, it's going to add up, and it's going to make Dark Iron Dwarves pretty damn good, man. But I don't know if you're ready to abandon your regular dwarf. You agree you do like current Prot Warriors, but other tanks bring a lot more to the table. As April 1, it might get buffed. Yeah. So if you really like the way the Prot Warriors play, but you're a little frustrated how they play right now, then what I would tell you is keep your Prot Warrior, but don't worry about him being your progression tank. So don't gear him out as much as you would, right? Don't worry about like super high Titan Forges and running plate only runs in dungeons. Like just kind of gear him out with world quests, do a mythic here and there. After Old Deer is out, I really firmly believe we're going to see changes. So after Old Deer is out, that's when I think you can be like, hey, you know what? I either do or don't want to keep my Prot Warrior. But if you like the way Prot Warriors are right now and how they're playing right now, then you'll be okay investing in your Prot Warrior. You won't have any remorse when it comes to that. Have I finished the rest of the mythics? Yeah, Demon Hunter. We did them all on stream, except for which one was off stream? Waycrest Manor. Waycrest Manor I did on reset on Tuesday with my guild. That was the one that I did there, and that was mostly because the Waycrest Manor boss guide, by the way, will be up later today probably, because I had to get footage of using the embalming fire or whatever it is. So I ran it with my group so that I could DPS. So that was the only one we didn't do on stream, and that was so that I could get the footage for the boss guide, so that I could be DPS and actually do the fires. So running into Alliance right now, you know, again on a normal mode, as long as you keep interrupts on the healer and just take him down, you should be good. You'll be able to take down all of the Alliance. You have to do Shrine. Wish me luck, dude. Good luck on that second boss. Good luck. I hope your DPS interrupts. I hope your DPS cleanse themselves, and I hope nobody stacks on top of the tank to get a hindering cleave right on top of them. I hope so, man. You've been busy today? Yeah, no problem. Sent a picture for sure, Christian. I'll take a look after this. These guys are pulling over here. Alright, we can do these pulls. These pulls don't lend themselves to be really big pulls because they do a lot of magic damage. So you need to be a lot more careful when you're doing these pulls, as opposed to like when you're pulling like crocodiles and stuff. These guys are a lot worse. Just all of that magic damage. That bubble barrage. Bubble barrage is a killer for any tank. If you ever pull crabs and they do that bubble barrage, you'll see how much damage it is. So I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to throw my stun out because my interrupt was down. So we should be able to clear the rest of this now. And there's also a lot of Azurite on the ground. Hopefully they pick it up. Non-shield tanks seem capable of maintaining active mitigation up at all times. Think they want us relying on shield block? Yes, they reworked the blocking system. Blocking system is back to having like a block value. And the blocking system, the new blocking system, is very, very, very powerful. They for sure want you to use that new blocking system. That being said, I think the only way that Prot Warriors will ever get a little bit better active mitigation, like if you want to argue we need 3 stacks of shield block, I agree. But in order for Blizzard to be okay with that, I think they have to nerf our mastery. I think our mastery is too strong in conjunction with shield block, right? Shield block makes us block 100% of the time. You combine that with our mastery, it gets really high up there. Like the reduction numbers are insane. You start mitigating like 80% of damage coming in through a block. It's too much for just having a simple shield block up, right? So if we want to like make the argument of, hey, I want 3 charges of shield block, that means we need to nerf our mastery. Make our mastery subject to diminishing returns. Make our mastery scale our block value instead of actual block percentage amount. Like, there's a few things they can do. But having 3 charges of shield block would be amazing. It'd be amazing. That being said, in the current system, I don't see it. I don't see that happening. That fight is easy. What fight? What fight are we talking about? Oh, the second boss in Shrine of the Storm? Sure, if everyone's paying attention. If you run with a random pug and people aren't interrupting or anything, your healer's just gonna get stressed out. He's not gonna be able to heal everyone. Also, if someone decides to sit on top of the tank, they're gonna take a hindering cleave. That's a one-shot on a DPSer. So, if you have a group that knows what they're doing, the new mythic dungeons aren't that bad. But running with random pugs, that can get a little bit bad, man. That can get bad. Did leveling get faster because your Demon Hunter cruised through a few levels really fast? No, I don't believe they changed XP at all. Alright, let's run in here. I don't know what exactly these trolls do, but we can do one pull at a time. There's one rare here. He put a bleed on me, so it's not too bad. We can probably pull a little bit more. Now, a little bit more. This pull in front of me has a few casters. Let's go. Let's try it. Let me interrupt everybody. Let me target the... Oh, okay. He does a small little AoE. Not too big. Not too bad. I do have a lot of debuffs on me. A lot of bleeds. Or it's either bleeds or diseases. I think they're magic effects. But that's not too bad. It's not doing a lot of damage to me. I should be able to survive. Let me pop my demo shout here. Just keep something up at all times. Just so that I don't get spiked down. That being said, I also have a victory rush here. Play EU or US? I play US. I play US. Hello, Talal. Did your Siege of Borealis is kind of meh? Siege of Borealis, the fun part is that gauntlet that you run into, where if you haven't pulled the boss or something, there's like this trap. There's like a firework trap. There's like little bits of sparks kind of go off, and then everybody in that tunnel dies. That's the fun part of Siege of Borealis, is seeing how many people just run through that tunnel and get completely destroyed by those like little sparks. Oh, hey, it's Alliance. Nice. We can take him down. This is like their wannabe healer back here. I think he does like a funnel of sorts. So we can just nuke this guy down. He has that bubble. I don't have a Dispel. I don't have Arcane Torrent. I think by taking care of this guy, I think we're going to be able to win. Yeah. We need 85 more to go. There it is. You don't pay attention. You always tell the tank to stack the bosses so you can cleave. Typical DPS, Christian. Yeah, and I don't think leveling got faster, Demon Hunter. Okay. Am I going to get to 340 item level? Come on. Make my heart jump up to level 17. That's all I want. Level 16. Oh, we're still 339. So close. So close. Trinket helped. Today we got a new belt. Neck helped. That was all we got today. We really didn't get that much other gear. I'm keeping a lot of this Azurite gear for like DPS. And if they balance the traits before Uldir come out, that's also something important to notice. They have said that they want some balancing to come out before Uldir and in Uldir. So if you have a lot of this Azurite gear that has some of these other choices for you that you don't typically see, you might want to keep it just to make sure that you have the best stuff going into Uldir. The Azurite traits, like once you start getting the Mythic gear, right? It's not going to Titan Forge that 340. Like, don't keep the normal heroic stuff. Keep the Mythic stuff, and hopefully that'll help out. Get killed and blame the tank. That was my group today on King's Rest, man. That was my group today. Also, something, if you guys want to get, like, let's say you want to get to the top flight path quick, right? And you're you don't wanna fly, right? It's a little bit faster if you're in this area to get to that top flight path by doing this. You go all the way up these stairs. Just a quick little tip. I plan on making a video called like 5 useless tips in BfA, and this will definitely be one of them. So if you go up here and then go left, you can get to this flight path faster by doing this. So you just go left, you go all the way up these stairs, and right here you pop your whistle and you can get there a little bit faster. Also, if you're scrapping and then you need to go back, use your whistle. It gets you all the way up and above the pyramid. But from here, if you pop it here in this corner, you go to the front of the pyramid. Quick, useless tips. They're going to save you about a total of 2 seconds every time you do it. And total throughout the expansion, it might save you like an hour of your life. You could worship Paku and avoid all that? That is true, Mind Games. I am not worshiping Paku. You are absolutely correct. I could be doing that. Check out your pally's name, Jealous. Let me see. I don't know. I don't want to check it now. I'll check it right after. All right, guys. That is going in before Mad Season, though. Useless tips. Yes. So, very Mad Season inspired episode, because there's a few tips that I've gotten from playing BfA that I'm like, this is going to save you 2 seconds. That being said, that's pretty cool. Reshin, are you still in here, by the way? Just look at my screen and see if you see something, Reshin. If you're still here, just take a look anywhere on my screen, and do you see what I see? I saw this now after. Like, I positioned my camera, I saw it after. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you all for stopping by. There has been a lot of support since BfA came out, since we're living that Prot warrior dream, and we're keeping it alive doing all these dungeons. We did have a rough time today in King's Rest. That being said, King's Rest is one of the harder ones to do, so I'm very glad that you guys are all joining me. If you guys want to see anything else on these live streams, next week we have the reset, so we do a bunch of Mythic dungeons. But let me know what else you guys would like to see. Shout out to all the patrons, all the sponsors, donators. I know there was donations today, so thank you everyone who supports this channel, either by just watching, coming in here and talking to me, supporting monetarily, whatever it is that you do to support the channel and keep me going. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys on Wednesday after the reset. We have a brand new, we have all of the Mythic dungeons to run next week. So hopefully I hit that 340 item level and keep living that dream, guys. 10k subs, almost there, man. 8.1 so far. 4-minute Hearthstone is useless. I like the 4-minute Hearth, man. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, take care. Yeah, for sure. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you all again for stopping by. If you have any questions, let me know. If you guys are watching the VOD, comment section, the community Discord, let me link that as well. Community Discord here. I also have my Twitter where you guys can reach me. I'll see you all later. And remember, don't give up on your Prot warrior, guys. It's still viable. Just follow the one advice. Keep something up at all times. If you keep something up at all times, you'll be good. Alright, guys. I'll see you all on Wednesday.